Searching begins, find yourself within. Take up your blade, let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid, make your destiny will find you in me. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
So, last time you all were in a relatively interesting situation.
Where are we now?
Yeah, you all went into the underworld, the world known as Dis, this horrible place underground. It's just these massive caverns of fungus and horrible monsters that led down to this place called Mythalion, this legendary city that is the capital of the Dark Elves, these slavers and raiders who come to the surface and steal people from their beds at night. Well, the reason you're there is because Mark II, the simulacrum, was captured by some Dark Elves and was being held there. Marcus then, sent some sending spells to get a hold of Lovette and warn everyone and be like, hey, I'm stuck down here, help me. So you guys rush down there to assist, and after some trials and tribulations, you make your way to Mythalion, and within a relatively short amount of time, a couple of important people get wind of your presence in the city. And, well, Grem, do you want to explain the significance of what was revealed?
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I know the full significance of what was revealed.
Okay. But what are these people to you, I guess, is what I was asking.
Family?
Yeah. Yeah, you got some family members down here.
What's up, motherfucker?
Who seem, relatively interested in meeting you and being kind of, I don't know, I would consider it somewhat of a warm greeting so far.
I would too.
As these Dark Elves met you and are happy to see you and know that you're safe and alive. So you guys were taken back to their estate up in the rich side of town, given a tour of the area, and sort of given a little bit of free roam to have a little bit of time to poke around and see the sights. Anyone want to jump in and throw out anything else that happened?
Oh, we got out. We got some tea later. It was really, really nice.
We tried to teleport out of there. Attempted to, but we ended right there.
Although something more important happened in that Kurla found something out.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah, what did Kurla find out?
Kurla found out that the deity that cursed them was not the deity that they had always kind of assumed that it might have been. It was in fact the same deity that these relatives of Lovette worship and that the Dark Elves worship. It's that which hungers. And Kurla did not respond well to this news.
Nom.
Yeah, I would say that not responding well is a way to put that.
I think that's just how Kurla rolls.
Yeah. Even for Kurla, I think this may have been...
Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a reaction, for sure.
A reaction, yeah.
And, what did these Dark Elves want with Lovette, specifically?
Turn her into the Spider Princess.
Basically.
Clockwork Cyborg Spider Princess?
Yeah, to something like that. She's being offered a priesthood position, basically, a place of honor in their society, which they say comes with a lot of perks.
It was also the job that her mom explicitly refused for reasons that she never talked about.
Yep, it's the job that your mom ran away from and hid on the surface to avoid doing. So, yeah.
Smooched a little gnome fellow.
Yeah, yep. So you guys had a little confrontation, and then you cast a teleportation spell to get out of there. And that's where we cut off. So...
Yum.
Yeah, I think that
so yeah, how's
covers...
the surface? How is the deck? And...
Well, that pretty much covers everything that happened, right?
Marcus was beaten mercilessly, and He was
but
about
we
to...
knew that coming in here.
Oh, that's nothing
yeah.
new.
Yeah.
It's par for the course.
That's maybe even why we came.
Yeah.
Want
exactly.
to beat Marcus some more?
God, I hate you.
Love you, Skrewy.
Continue, please.
They didn't really
Well.
leave us that option anyway.
No. So, I guess what I'm going to need first is a D100 roll from Lovette for the teleport
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. That's pretty
and a
good.
destination.
Oh, good.
Oh, I believe we were going right back to where we entered, like right in front of the cavern entrance.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, in that case, you all jump onto the teleport pad. Lovette activates the device. This curtain comes up. There's a flash of light, and you all get the sensation of rising very quickly up, like you're catapulting up and out of this place. And then you feel. You guys have probably all walked through an area where there's been like a spider web or two, and you've caught it across your face. You kind of like want to rub your face. You know, it's like, God, I got my mouth. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, you start to feel that all over your bodies as you're moving further and further up, and it's getting like more and more of these like strands and webs on you, and you can't help but just start to try to like brush them off of you. But the more you do that, the stickier they become, and the next thing you know, the spell sort of just fails, and you weren't where you were, but you're also not where you should be.
Oh.
Okay.
Where
So-
are we?
Yeah.
Well, you all come to, and you find yourselves in the street.
Oh.
There are people all over the place. There's dark elves and other races moving about, conducting commerce. You believe you might be in the city's bazaar, based on the amount of merchants concentrated in this place.
Well,
They seem startled by us teleporting in.
Not entirely, no. It seems like magic is somewhat common here.
Okay. Wait. Okay. We didn't fly ourselves or anything.
wait, did you think we were going to fry ourselves?
That was an option?
Lovette.
No, I didn't. That wasn't the probable option.
Of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. Of course, it wouldn't let us go that easy.
I'm not in the mission. You guys can all leave.
Just gonna back up slowly.
Vera's gonna grab Kurla. It's like shake them.
We're getting out of here still, alright? It's just not gonna be as easy. But we're gonna do it, right?
It's not going to let us go. It's never going to let us go. It's got us now. We're in its web. Do you see it? Do you not see that?
Yeah, it's just some fucking spider. Fuck it. We're gonna get out of here.
Vera seems very determined, so I'm not too worried. It's
We're
going to
gonna
be
get-
okay.
We're going to get out of here. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get out. All right.
Speaking of which, where was the exit again?
Where do we see? Oh, we're in the bazaar. So
Yeah. Can we
probably-
see the slave area at all?
I was wondering.
Yeah. Where is
Do
that?
we know where the slave selling area is?
Well, none of you guys are terribly knowledgeable of the layout of the city. You've never really spent a whole lot of time around here, but you get the sense based on where that giant column, that glowing red column that produces the heat for this place,
Yeah.
based on where it is, you think you can pretty much orient yourself in the city pretty easily. So you're pretty much smack in the middle of the bazaar. So I'm going to put my mouse here.
It's like the North Star of the Underdark.
Yeah, well, at least for
the
this.
Underground?
Yeah, for
It's
the
like the
underground.
North Sound.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's the North Star of the Underground.
Yeah, at least for the cavern that Mythalion is in.
This is the only city down here. I promise.
Uh,
No other places. None
It's the only city in
whatsoever.
this cavern.
Ooh.
But realize that Dis is a collection of interconnected, massive mega caverns. So there's more than one city. It's just this happens to be the biggest one in this region.
It also just so happens to house a giant fucking spider.
Yeah.
Woo!
Giant spider god. Let's not forget that last part.
Nah.
How
Elder
could we?
being.
How could we forget?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is if you want to if you intend on calling that an elder being, what are you going to consider mellifera?
An elder being.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm saying Vera
Not
might take
anymore.
offense to that. That's all.
I
Not
do.
anymore.
I take offense to that.
I mean, I've said it plenty of
what are
times.
they? What are they technically now? They're not an elder being. So what are they
They're,
now?
they're God.
Okay.
Are
Still
they?
a primal god. Just
Okay.
Elder being, primal god. Hand in hand, boo.
Okay. Just wanted to
Skrewy
get
desires truth. He can't handle this whole perspectives thing.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be considered part of the Pantheon until I move them on the wiki. I'm so
Ah.
sorry. I'm so
So,
sorry.
because we can use this giant column as like our North Star for
Mhm.
this city, do we know where the slave hold is in comparison to that?
Did we
Yeah,
ever...
you. Yeah,
Did we pass
you would.
it ever?
Huh.
You never passed it, but you did see it when you were looking down into the city from the outside. So, yeah, if you want to make like an intelligence check to remember
Oh.
which one is which,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, it's not very hard to figure out. But you would pretty much know to go east, and you could find the slave hold. Yeah, Risen remembers which way
Wow,
it is.
17.
So, question. Because the slave hold is this huge area here. Is that just...
Yeah. Mhm.
So is it just housing for them? Or... what?
Yeah, it's housing, it's manufacturing facilities, it's everything that is sort of props up their way of life.
Hmm.
Is all driven through slave labor. So the all the enslaved peoples there produce goods and perform service to prop up the dark elf society, and their whole economy is based off of it. So it's not just housing, it's also industry as well.
I mean, we're not thinking of leaving here without helping people here, right?
Not at all. I
What?
would like to free as many people as we can.
Oh, wait, what? No, if they're going to find us if we make a spell.
Or we're supposed to do
Not
nothing?
necessarily.
Well,
No.
then-
Wait, hold on. This is a good idea.
No, what?
What if we cause a real ruckus and
I can do
slip
that.
out as in the chaos?
If you guys can hide
Okay.
me for like 10 minutes, I can create a flood, probably.
First of all, if you preface a proposal with "this is a good idea," I'm going to assume it's a bad idea. Second of all,
Rude.
well, it's presumptive. And I thought we want to help the people, not make things worse.
Are you interested in helping the people or your new friends?
My family?
Do whatever you think is best, Lovette, on this instance.
I don't know what's best.
Why not? What does your gut feel?
Really tight, like it's going to explode.
We can't stay here. We're too exposed like this. The word's gonna get back.
Yeah, I agree. We should.
Can we start heading into like an alley or something as a group?
Sure. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys can head into an alley.
But seriously, this is the right time period for me to be able to cause torrential rain. I could flood areas of this place.
You make it rain on the clown?
So, you all head into a nearby alleyway to sort of evade the prying eyes of the majority of people. And you tuck yourselves back behind a couple of the buildings here in the northern part of the bazaar. I'd like you all to make a perception check.
Oh,
You
easy
got it.
peasy.
Can do.
Jesus Christ, 41.
Yeah, got a 26 for Vera.
41
Yeah.
for Risen.
10 for
Well,
Petravian.
21
Petravian
from
is the
Kurla.
only one who fails. Everyone else is able to very clearly pick up the sound of some of the smell of the area and also the sound. The smell is this delicious, spiced, roasting meat, right? It's like someone is cooking this really, really nice food, and you probably are like behind a restaurant, basically. And you're getting like air coming out of the back of it, and it just smells. It makes your mouth water a little bit. Like you can't quite help yourselves.
Is Kurla next to Riz?
Yes, I assume so.
Kurla is gonna make a grab for Riz's hand.
Okay. With my bracelet?
No, just like to grip onto your hand because they've picked up on this smell and they've shut their eyes tight and then I'll grab. They want to hold your hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't know how aggressive this was. Sorry.
No, not aggressively, but like desperately, just sort of.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
god.
they'll hold your hand.
Yeah.
They'll pat it with their other.
They're shaking.
Yeah, you also hear something else. So you smell the smell of this spiced roasting meat. It's delicious smelling. But you also hear the unmistakable sound of singing. Someone is singing in nearby. Riz, you're able to pick out the entire song. because one, you've got a 41 on your check, but also you have that wonderful knack for all languages, and it appears to be a song about cooking salamanders.
Salamander.
Yeah. Okay. Would I happen to know this song?
No, you've never heard this before. It's a very amateurish song. It's like the guy is making it up as they're singing it. But
I see.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
It's a song about cooking salamander.
Should we keep moving, Kurla?
Kurla is going to reply in Orcish. Or is it Orcish or Orc, Beardy?
It's whichever you'd prefer.
Okay, well, Kurla's going to respond in the native tongue of their ancestors, which I don't know if they're doing that deliberately or not. And they're going to say, yeah, I can't stay here. We need to move away from that.
All right, Riz is just going to start leading the group farther into an alley.
In the direction we go, would I be able to veer off for a second just to see if I can get a look at who's singing this?
Yeah, I mean, there's a door that leads into the back of this restaurant.
Oh, okay,
but there's no windows in the back of the building.
So if you want to go in, you can look at it.
Oh, no. I didn't know if it was
you
like...
pop the door open.
I thought it was outside.
No,
you're in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're actually on the back. You're on the back of a row of stores.
All right, so we're gonna keep moving farther into this alleyway, so we're farther away from the smell. So Kurla will be okay.
Sure. It's faint, but it's still there.
Kurla looks a little bit calmer, but they're now chewing on a piece of that disgusting rotten meat from their pouch. I'm all right. And they've switched back to village now.
So what can we do? We can't just yell out and say we're taking someone without a distraction of some kind.
Are we just taking someone? Is that lady going to help? I guess we're taking Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus is still with us, right?
Yeah, Petravian's been carrying them.
Okay.
How would it not help? Even one person.
Who knows? If they have a family, maybe the family will get punished while the other one's leaving.
Well, if they're out of the underground, how do they get punished? Unless they get captured.
We can't rescue everyone here. Unless we find someone with no ties.
Maybe not today, but eventually we will.
Well, yeah, we should come up with a plan, but I don't know if we can... The plan is...
Well, we're
I don't think we can just...
to, Lovette.
Alright, yes, I just don't think it's varying people out. One at a time.
It's not about, one at a time. I'm more like, let's blast open some doors, say, get out if you want to live your true life, and cause a flood, fun times.
And they can do what? Run past that giant thing in the caverns?
I mean, maybe a better fate?
I don't know.
Shrug.
Wait.
I mean, we're going to try to defend them. I'm just saying, if some people die, that's just how the world was supposed to be,
That's not how it's supposed to be. We need to protect everyone we can.
I don't disagree with you, Vera,
that we can, correct.
I don't disagree with you, but would the folks in the slags even come with us? Do they even understand freedom? I'm not saying we shouldn't try. I'm saying that they're not going to rise up at our suggestion. If we wanted to start something like that, we would need to talk to the ones that have only just come down here that still remember what it's like on the surface.
It's true.
And where do we find them?
I have no idea. I'm assuming they must be here. That's how they keep them. They're not just breeding them all down here. There must be fresh captives somewhere.
And they have to be selling them if that's part of the economy.
Yeah. Wasn't there a place that we passed that you said that they were selling slaves, though, Beardy?
Yeah, there's a very large slave market.
That's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's a very large slave market to the south of where you're at.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can head that way if you'd like.
We could go for at least the market.
Yes, but how do we... Hold on, we're in a safe area at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we have. But if we go there, the flood, would that be dangerous for them?
I mean, you can fly. Archie can fly.
I'm not talking about us.
No, I mean, you could, carry people.
Maybe one person.
Give me a moment. I mean, it takes time for a flood to build up. It's not just gonna be bam, flood, It takes me 10 minutes to cast this spell, and then 10 minutes for the spell to go into effect. So, what I'm thinking is maybe the start of the rain, we start gathering people, blast open doors, whatever. And we get them out as far as we can. Hopefully water will build up so that they can't reach us. And then we're home scot-free and just have to defend a bunch of people from, giant...
What is the goal here? Are we just looking to cause a distraction to save our own skins, or are we actually trying to liberate these people?
Both.
We're trying to save whoever we can.
I would like to try to help.
I would too, but I think we need to get out of here and figure something out. We can come back
Can
or
we?
something.
Can
I
we
don't
get out
know.
of here without causing some sort of mass disturbance?
Well, yeah, exactly. So I don't. It seems already tricky enough. I don't think making a mass disturbance is going to make it. It's going to paint a target on our backs.
Right, then how do we get out of here?
We technically already have a
Oh, no,
target on
I mean-
our back with you.
I know. What do you? But I mean, I could go talk to them and distract them.
And say
You guys
what?
could- what they want to hear.
You mean join them?
Well, I don't know. I mean, no. Well, I don't know.
How
I
can
don't
you
want
not
What
to
do you
hurt
want?
people. I don't know. I don't know what's on offer. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to be a bad person. I haven't
What?
had a family in a long time.
Don't you have a mother?
I don't know. Really. I don't know what's left of her.
Oh my god.
She's not the person she was. And it's my fault. And I have a chance to fix it.
Is that what she would want you to do?
Jesus, I don't even want to touch this, actually.
Would she thank you for getting into bed with these people?
Ew.
Figuratively speaking.
Okay, good, because...
Now, I forget. Did I hear the stuff that that Witch Hungers said to Lovette about these powers? I can't remember if that was
You were
when I was
frozen, I think.
Then if you were frozen, then you would not have heard it specifically. No,
Okay, I wouldn't have either then.
Only
because it's like
Petravian
it was
would've,
like
heard.
an instant past for you guys.
I think maybe
Oops.
you caught the beginning of it? Like, there was definitely deal stuff being said, I think, before Kurla went into a rage.
Oh, it was... We learned about the offer, and then I think they said, oh,
Also,
I cursed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Well,
that's
they
the-
didn't actually say, I cursed you. They're more like, you're one of my children, and I blessed you.
And then
Okay.
at my urging, Riz kind of explained it. So yeah, we would have heard then the stuff about
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the mum.
You wouldn't actually consider, like, preaching this garbage, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. What's the core of it? Maybe it could be preached as a
What is the-
means of like self-empowerment. You know?
Have you
It's maybe
completely
just
lost
things
your
around.
mind? Look around you. Look at what this society's built on.
Well, that's the way they do it. That's not
That's
the
the way
I
they do it. You honestly think that you could sell yourself to these people and the deity that they worship, and what? Change things from the inside? You think this can be reformed, do you?
These gnomes thought they could make me do things their way too, and they failed.
Oh God. Ah.
I mean, do you really think you could change them from the inside?
I don't know if I could change this place.
That's because it's impossible.
Is it?
They're already inside your head.
Nothing is impossible.
They've already got their hooks in you, and you don't even say it.
This entire place is built on power and using the weak. That's all it is. You can't
Yeah.
just change that.
I mean, a lot of structures are like that, Vera.
Yeah. And the change that happens is toppling it.
I mean, yes, in a way, breaking the foundation under the building can help topple it, but isn't it easier to break foundation when you're already inside?
Topple the foundation, they will collapse on top of you. I'm trying to. I figure if this is a belief system based around self-empowerment and pride, then
It's
maybe
based
a
around
decent
slavery.
power.
Would you open your fucking eyes, please?
I mean, I don't know what it's based around. They just kind of, we just showed up. Obviously, this society, their economy is slavery based. That doesn't mean it's a religious belief.
At that moment, there's a door. There's a door down the hallway is going to kick open, and a halfling is going to step outside and carrying essentially a basket of refuse to set into the alleyway back there, and is going to walk out, set this basket down, and just turn and look over at all of you and just kind of freeze.
I'm gonna cast, I'm gonna use my Staff of Charming and cast Charm
Oh.
Monster.
Oh, okay.
Any reason why?
I just don't want them to tell anyone about us.
Okay.
What?
They froze up! Like, people
Okay.
are looking for us. I don't know!
Listen,
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything about your bad idea.
Well, I have a question. Do we recognize them?
Wow.
No, you've
I was
never
just
seen this
making
happen.
sure.
It's just a halfling.
Mark 3.
So, so Riz, you activate your Staff of Charming. Go ahead and reduce 2 charges off of it.
2? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for Charm Monsters, 2 charges.
Okay.
And you activate your stick, you hold it out toward this halfling. The staff illuminates for a moment, and the halfling's expression goes from kind of being like this blank, afraid expression to just kind of glazing over, and he suddenly looks happy. Oh, hey there!
Hi, just go about as you would. Don't talk about us to anyone, okay?
Just need a little privacy, please. Thank you.
Oh, are you sure? I mean,
Please.
you're all. But,
Do as I say.
Okay, I'd like to. You sure you don't need anything?
Yes, go and do about as you normally would. Don't talk to us.
Well, how much do you know about the city?
Oh.
How much do you know about the city?
I mean, lots, I guess. I've been here for 8 years.
8 years.
About.
What questions do you have,
Does
Vera?
this halfling look more than 8 years old?
Yeah, the halfling,
Okay.
he's probably in his 50s.
Okay.
So, young, I would, at this point, young adult. That's about 30 for a human.
Come closer to us, close the door, and speak quietly.
You got it. Pads over, shuts the door, and then walks over to you guys. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out what looks like a roasted lizard and starts chewing on it.
Kurla takes a step back, breaking their hand contact with Riz.
So, what can I do for you?
Places to get out? I say to Riz.
What areas can we use to get out without being noticed?
I feel
Halfling chews slowly, thinks for a second, strokes his chin with a couple fingers, looks up at you and shrugs. I don't know. Never found one.
Yeah, I think you would probably have made use of that knowledge if you had it.
True. I mean, I think all exits are kind of viewed normally.
Mm-hmm. Is there any danger above the wall?
Riz will repeat the question.
I mean, I did see. Well, yeah. I mean, one time I saw a harpy slave. They don't last too long down here. I saw a harpy slave once try to fly away, and it didn't end well.
Gotcha.
Soldiers and guards?
He pantomimes his hand flapping in the air, and then he takes his other hand and smacks it out of the just slaps it down. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Soldiers and guards?
Repeats.
I mean, sure, they patrol all over the place. Wear that fancy armor, and a lot of them have magic, too. Yeah.
What kind
and
of
if you
magic?
do it real bad, if you mess up real bad, I saw a couple people, well, I don't know what they were thinking, but one time it got real bad, and they just started coming out of thin air, like they were invisible or something. And they just were not there 1 second, and then they were there the next. And then those folks got drug away, and I never saw them again.
Vera, detect magic around the street. What kind of magic do they normally use?
Oh, lots of things. Things that make you stop moving. Things that make you hurt real bad. One guy just didn't look like he was hurt at all, but he just fell over and started screaming like he was in pain.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to activate my Eye of the Protector to view the detect magic.
Okay, so you detect magic, and there seems to be a lot of divination spells weaved around in various objects. Like,
Divination?
there's these lanterns, these lamp posts, basically, every so often, that illuminate kind of a light in some of the dimmer parts of town, or really all through the town. And they seem to not only be magical to illuminate the area, but there's other magics weaved into them as well. So you think they might have some divining or teleport focus magics weaved into them to allow people to move around the city quickly if they had the right spells.
I'll pass this on to Riz and the rest of the party.
Okay, it's something.
You want a salamander? He reaches
No.
into his vest and holds out a handful of these roasted lizard things.
Kurla takes another step back.
No, we are good. Please put that
Thank
away.
you, but you keep it.
No, they give me as many as I can eat. He takes another one, pops it in his mouth.
I'll actually take one then.
Okay. You take one. It's roasted, so it's actually pretty firm, but it's still like shaped like a lizard, right?
Right.
4 legs, a tail, a head, but it's all cooked, and it's covered in like this, almost like this spiced glaze over the whole thing. So it's a little sticky on your fingers, but it smells divine.
Just nibble on that.
It's delicious.
Kurla has fixed a look on Lovette that is unreadable.
I want to read the unreadable look.
Give me a sense motive.
Okay.
Dancing the forbidden dance.
Not a very good bonus on this one. I just kind of wanted to because you called it unreadable.
It's.
Oh,
I'm afraid that look is unreadable.
oh darn! You were correct.
Don't you have glasses that can translate anything you read? Okay.
Yeah, you'd think that they would work.
All right.
Well, is that all you needed?
Yeah, go back in your house and don't tell anyone about this, okay?
Oh, it's not my house. That's Zedrice's. Zedrice's fried salamanders. It's a popular stop around here.
Is the place going to be mad if you're not working?
Zedrice takes the afternoons off.
Oh, well then, okay. Do whatever you want.
Go back in and just don't tell anyone that you ever saw us, okay?
Yeah, all right. He shrugs, swallows down what he has in his mouth, and then pads over to the door, opens it up, walks inside, and closes it behind him.
All right.
Well, we got some information.
Kurla
That's true.
shakes their head to kind of snap out of the look that they're giving Lovette and manages to shakily step back towards Riz. Please don't ever do that again to a living thing.
A charm spell?
It's just...
I have to do this to our enemies sometimes. You know they're living too, right?
I know that, but that halfling was not. Just please, Riz.
I didn't know where his alliances were.
Just please don't be so quick on it then, alright?
I do think he was kind of hasty. I don't know if... Because he might remember, and that happened, and he might be upset about it after. Concerned? They might...
Do you have experiences with these?
Well, no, but I don't know, I'm just flaking out, man.
If someone was scrying, would I be able to see it with my eye?
No.
Oh well.
I think that's a specific spell to, tell that someone's scrying on you. At least in Pathfinder.
It's also a waste of a spell.
Unless you're one of those I can get whatever spell I want casters.
Yeah, but it's also pure paranoia casting. It's is someone watching me?
Is someone watching me? No.
Kurla's looking anywhere but at Lovette. Can you please get rid of that?
Eat the food, Lovette. Faster, please.
Well, okay, sure.
Alright, so if we do this, we're gonna get set on by a lot of guards, soldiers, I don't know what. But if we have a distraction, maybe we'll have a chance of they'll be diverted, probably go more to the royal, and making sure they're okay.
I think I could be your best... I think I could be your best distraction. Though, I mean, our options are kind of narrowing. We can't fly out, we can't teleport.
You'd be a distraction from your family.
Well, yeah.
But what about literally the entire city?
They might let you just go without me.
I mean, obviously.
Why?
Yeah.
But is that what you want?
I want you guys to be safe.
Yeah, but what do you want for yourself? That is a more important question. Throw everything out. What do you want?
I don't know.
Well, make up your mind.
And
trying.
Quickly would be good.
I'm trying.
Okay. What do you need to decide?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really even understand what my choices are here. It doesn't seem like... I mean...
Well, they said, what is it? I don't know what your negative choice is if you say no is. Probably death of some kind.
Why?
To us, at least. But I'm thinking... She said something about, well, I mean, they kind of gesture widely trying to explain that they're talking about that which hungers and not Cammy.
Okay.
Okay. It said, something about your mother being not in pain, I think?
Yeah.
That is the benefit it is giving you, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And,
I know.
That's it. As far as I get. I'm sure that there is, other context of other positives, because they really like you.
You can't trust anything that thing says.
They shrug.
I'd like everyone to make another perception check, please.
Groovy, bro.
Hey, Petravian, 20.
28 for Risen.
28 for Lovette.
Nice.
33 from Kurla.
31 from Vera.
All right, Kurla and Vera, you both succeed. You hear armored footsteps.
Let's start.
Moving down the side, the actual street that this alley is off of.
They found
So-
us.
They're not like running; they're just walking. But you hear armored, a standard pace armored footsteps.
I'd like to pull us into, like, if there's a place I can go, like an offshoot of the alley, so that we're not in view of them. Can I do that?
Well, the alley's open on either side, right?
We could just go forward then? Wait, what
So you
direction is the feet coming from, both sides or?
No, it's coming from the west. So you could try to run to the east side of the alley, past this salamander place again, and back out onto the street on that side.
Yeah, I'm going to pull anyone I can
Okay.
towards the opposite direction, and I'm going to, like, book it over.
I'll
Okay.
follow.
So
Kurla
you
will follow.
rush out into the street on the other side. Please make another perception check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
26 for Risen.
20 for Lovette.
Nat 20 from Kurla.
Not a nat 20.
A nat
Not
one.
nat 20. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the colour and misread that. Okay. A nat 1, but it becomes a 20 from Kurla.
Petravian 18. Jesus.
And Vera, 29.
All right. Yeah, you guys rush out, and the street out here, like most of the rest of the bazaar, is just filled with people of all sorts and types. And you try to do your best to, lose yourself in the crowd, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Hey, Beardy.
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
It smells like exotic spices. It smells like leather. It smells like tempered metal. It smells like the back of a wizard's backpack.
Okay.
Right? It smells it smells like a lot of things all at once.
All the things at once.
Yeah, like this bazaar has a little bit of everything in it.
My breathing calms down a little bit.
Overload your senses.
Yeah.
5 gum.
Feel anything but this.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep moving, I think, and while we're moving, I'm going to ask Grizz, so the spell, it...
Takes 10 minutes to cast, and then 10 minutes for it to actually happen.
Can you stop it?
It's a concentration spell.
Are you talking about the rain thing still? Is it even going to work down here?
I mean, I don't know. I look at Riz.
The duration is 4 days and 12 hours.
Wait,
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
so you can't change it?
Mm-mm.
But who can even get outside the city? Can we find our way back to the surface? I mean, half our way in got caved in.
That was... No, the place that got caved in was when we hopped in a different hole. There's still a straight shot back up.
If we are not leading a bunch of people, I can teleport us then.
Can
There
you
should be a
actually
shield there.
teleport us?
I would think that's a property of the city, right?
Well, as long as we get out... I still want to get people out, though.
I think we should come back with a plan, more people, an organized effort.
But they're hurting now.
But they're hanging on now.
Like, you can tell Vera is very unhappy with this, like, proposition. Just,
Vera, we have to be able to help them later.
You hear a voice call out in Dark Elvish.
Oh,
You
shit.
there, hold.
Who are they pointing to?
They're pointing to probably the taller people in the group that are
Fuck.
their heads are sticking out over the crowd. So your Petravians, your Rizzes.
Like,
Yeah.
gonna try to slip past under someone's legs.
Even though I look like a dark elf?
I mean, you look like a dark elf to some people, but no, it's. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's Petravian that sticks out like a sore thumb. He's
Oh,
much
of
taller than
course.
everyone else, and
Should have
he's-
digleted.
Should have digleted. So Petravian shows up pretty easy, and the rest of you aren't exactly incognito here either, as far as what you look like compared to everyone else. So you're not that hard to pick out. It looks like it's a some sort of dark elf member of the constabulary. You don't know if he's a military person or a guard or what, but he calls out and says, "You there, hold."
Yes? Okay.
It's all right. I mean you no harm.
Oh.
You simply match the description of someone who is, an important individual whose presence is requested. Would you happen to be one Petravian?
What?
And who's requesting me? Who
Your presence is requested by the, by the people in the Thorn Loft.
well.
Riz looks at you suspiciously.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. Did they mention why I was requested?
Well, you aren't the only one. I simply just noticed you.
Oh.
There were others on the list.
Well, I do kind of stick out, don't I?
Just linking back further behind everyone
Yeah,
else.
yeah, just kind of.
Is the Thornloft the place that we were just at, or?
That was the
Yeah.
western side of town.
Rich people area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just slowly backing up and acting
Yep.
like I'm not here.
Same with Kurla.
That if everybody wants to cheese it, they can.
The guard sees the lot of you,
Yeah,
so
are
you
you-
can try to
who's-
cheese it if you want. But
Yeah, to whom are you offering your permission? That,
Yeah, seriously.
like,
You ain't the
we're aware
DM.
of the situation. The guy's still looking right in our direction.
yeah,
We're just kind of trying to shrink a little bit, that's all.
I don't, even if you could hold this guy off, I don't think you can hold off the whole city.
No.
I would like to do a perception check to see if I notice any other similarly dressed members of the constabulary.
Yeah, are we getting
Circling
slowly
us.
surrounded?
oh yeah, probably. So go ahead with your perceptions.
Oh
That is
boy.
a 24 from Kurla.
31 for Riz.
28, not 20 for Petravian.
Mm-hmm.
26 for that.
Okay, it looks like the guards here are pretty well trained in their encirclement techniques, because they do appear to be approaching from all directions, and you see so far maybe about 15 of them are moving in very quickly, approaching from pretty much all vectors of escape. None of them have their weapons drawn, by the way. They're just blocking your exits. That's all, and they are moving in closer.
Kurla will
It
speak
appears.
up. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It appears that you and your friends your presence is being requested by the matriarch. You see, apparently you are wayward guests.
Kurla will address themselves to this guard. And if we decline that request, what happens then?
Well, no one's ever really declined a request from the matriarch, so
I got that
I
impression.
imagine things would not go that well for you.
So not so much a request then as an order.
Well, when the matriarch asks for something, it's generally in our best interest to make them happy.
It's okay. We're not declining anything. We'll go.
It was
Okay.
a curiosity question.
Oh, would you be Lovette?
I guess so.
The guard is actually going to bow to you.
I don't know how to deal with this. Okay. You can stand up. Thank you.
Oh, very good. We can escort you back to the grounds if you'd like. It's probably best that we escort you back to the grounds.
I mean, we know where it is. I think we'll be... I feel pretty safe with my entourage, right? You guys feel safe without an escort?
Riz is tugging at their own ears and just looking up at the ceiling.
I look at Kurla. I want to see what Kurla is doing.
Kurla fixes their eyes back to Vera and gives the tiniest, minutest nod, shake of the head, as if to say, and then sort of turns their head to encompass the ring of guards that's still getting closer, and just tiny shake of the head to Vera, as if to say, we're not going to fight our way out of this one, we're kind of stuck.
Riz seems to be counting the guards currently.
How many are there?
There were 15 at last count. Riz, you said you were looking at the ceiling?
I was for a moment, yeah.
Okay,
To
so when
avoid
you-
contact with anyone else.
Okay, so when you look up above the city,
Yeah.
you see this area where there's a complete lack of light. This
Yeah,
just
the shadow.
orb of the shadow that sort of hangs above the city.
Yeah.
And as you look at it, it begins to take form in your mind, and you get the sense that there is an enormous predator hanging over top of you.
I mean, I kind of did the first time I looked up, so
Yeah.
not really surprised on that end.
No, it's just the longer you look at it, the more defined it becomes in your brain. And sort of almost incites like a panic part of you, the primal, like the your lizard brain starts to go off and be like, I'm under attack. A little bit at least.
Yeah,
A
so
little bit
they're
of panic.
counting the guards because they're thinking chain lightning just because they're in a panic now.
Yes, of course. We just needed to talk about something before we went back.
Yeah, going outside was a mistake. There was an accident with my Gizmo. It's fine now. If you'd feel more comfortable with giving us an escort, I guess we can do that.
Very good. Of course, mistress.
Mistress. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's like the other version of master, right?
Well, it's true, just only never mind. Yeah.
What phrasing would you want them to tell you of?
Well, lead the way, and I look at Lovette. Also, you look tired. Let me get, and I'm going to pick Lovette up and carry them.
Okay.
And I'm going to whisper to them. How good are you at talking to people, like bartering with people?
I took some college level classes on it.
Oh god.
If you were to, say, agree to these people to be cursed or whatever you want, do you think that you could buy out the slave quarters and put it on their tab?
I can try.
I'm sorry, Lovette would not be laughing about that, but I think I was just like, okay.
Alright.
Sorry, broke character.
So you are returned gently, escorted back to Thornloft side of town to the Zinris compound. Waiting there at the front gate is a somewhat worried-looking dark elf. Now, I did not give a proper physical description last time, so I'm going to redo that now. I'm just going to try to paint a mental image here of this person. So, this dark elf is about shy of 7 feet tall. Okay, probably somewhere 6'6", 6'7". She is, to say she's voluptuous is a bit of an understatement. You don't think people are naturally built like this. You're pretty sure there's some magic involved in the way she looks, because it's a little bit ridiculous. She has like an extremely crazy hip to waist ratio. She wears a it's more of like a red belt than it is like a skirt. That sort of just like, it has a cloth covering down across her front, so sort of almost like a loincloth, but yet it flares out along the back and it has sort of a red tail to it. Her top is more of a set of black silk straps that go across her front, but then are encompassed by a red shoulder covering that covers her shoulders in these metal caps that are ringed with gold metal and have these green gems worked into them. The gems are also worked into the front of the loincloth-esque skirt, and all of the green gems pulse slowly with green light, like they fade in and out in brightness. So you're very certain that they're magical in some way. Her hair is long and pristinely white, like pretty much every dark elf here. Their hair is white unless they've dyed it something else, like artificially. But her hair is long and pulled into a single like ponytail that sort of fluffs out and then still reaches the middle of her back. Her hair is very largely volumed, almost feathery in quality. She has bright amber eyes, and she wears a crimson lipstick. Anyway,
What the fuck, Lovette? Why is your cousin so hot?
Gross.
She is, she, like I said, is looking distraught. Like, she looks worried. And then as she sees the lot of you, her face lights up.
Is Vera still carrying me?
No, I've set you down, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
As soon as the conversation's done, I was like, oh, it looks like you're all better. I just drop you.
Drop right on the fucking mechanical leg. I'll just kind of give a sheepish smile and a wave, because we've clearly been caught.
Oh, hi, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's good to have you back. We were very worried.
Oh,
At least
it's
I
fine.
was very worried.
It was
if
just
you
a
were going to
mistake
get back here.
with a gadget. It's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry anyone. I was just trying to give my friends a trip home.
She's gonna lean. She's gonna kind of squat down to your level and put a hand on each of your shoulders and pull you into a hug.
Oh,
It's good to have you back.
I'll hesitate for a second. We'll hug her back.
She gives you a calm, calculated smile, and we'll walk you into the estate here. It seems like a lot of the serving staff was also out here, like, attending the area. So they all bow solemnly to all of you as you enter.
Kurla will reach for Riz's hand again.
Riz will hold it.
Thank you.
And standing on the front step of the house is Sasho's mother, Kemi. And she, on the other hand, looks a bit... She obviously looks like her daughter. She's about the same height. Her hair is not put up in a ponytail, but it's sort of done... it's in sort of just drapes across her. It's very long. It goes almost down to her hips. But it's brushed and styled. It's not nearly as, like, voluminous as Sasho's hair. It's much more fine and flows almost like water across her. And her clothes are also much more modest. She's wearing, like, a full red and gold gown with a holy symbol sort of worked into the collar. Like, she's wearing a necklace that looks like the symbol for that which hungers, which is an array of eyes, like a spider's, that are all done in, like, bright, shining rubies. She nods at you all as you approach.
I'm sorry for the confusion.
All is forgiven, young one. It's quite all right. Step inside. We have more to discuss.
Right, before I do,
Mm-hmm.
my traveling companions were trying to get a passage to the surface. I don't know if they want to leave right now.
I'll glance
Mhm.
back.
But could we put in a world so they can just leave at their leisure?
Kurla just literally face palms.
If you'd like them to be able to leave, I don't see why that should be a problem.
Okay, well, yeah, that way, okay.
You're
That's
not coming with us.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that if you guys feel like going ahead without me and I'll catch up, then you can do that.
I'll have a word with the guard, Captain, all right?
Thank you.
Of course. Now, come along. We have a conversation to finish.
Yeah, I have some questions.
Of course you do. And I have things to tell you that I think that you'll find very interesting. She'll turn and walk into the estate, and the guards all by the time you got to the estate, the group grew, and there's about 30 of them now waiting around the front entrance. They're going to still kind of hang around in the area.
What do you want us to do, Lovette?
What? You do whatever you think is right. I gave you an out if you need it. If I can't get out of here, then you got a chance now. But I'll still try.
For once in your life, would you stop trying to play the martyr and listen
I'm not,
to
I'm
us?
just have a backup plan.
You can't sell yourself to this thing. And that's what you're planning on doing. That's your first plan.
Riz will tug on Kurla. She said she had the backup plan.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know how much of a choice I've got. Anyway, they're expecting me.
No, follow along before it gets suspicious.
Okay. So it's up to you if you want to be alone with Cammy or if you want everyone with you.
Oh, is it up to me? I don't know.
Yeah, essentially, like when you and Cammy get back to a private room, she'll ask you if you want your friends to be there with you, if that will help you feel more at ease.
I'm going to talk with her in private for a minute.
All right. Well, in that case, me and Grem are going to go to a side room.
You got it.
Right.
Bye.
I guess.
Make good choices.
That's my line.
So you are brought into this private room. It's an office, right?
Okay.
So there's a large, you think it's some sort of polished marble, we'll say a marble slab table that's been carved from a single block of very expensive stone. The chairs are upholstered in fine leather, and you take a seat across from this table from Cammy. She sits down, she folds her hands and rests her chin on them and looks at you. How are you feeling, dear?
A little overwhelmed. I think you might understand.
Yes, of course. I imagine this must be quite a lot to take in all at the same time.
It's a bit of a surprise, yeah. It's definitely different from my previous life.
Yes. But I do want you to know that of everything that's important to us, family is at the top of that list. And this place is yours as much as it is mine and Sasho's and Merkalumi's.
Well, where does faith rank in that?
Well, spreading the word of our Lord is very, very important, of course. Is that a problem for you?
No, I'm wondering I'm just wondering. It's not been a thing in my life as much. It would be new to me.
I would like to believe that if your mother had a change of heart and came back here and threw herself at the mercy of our Lord, she would be forgiven and all could go back to normal. But she doesn't feel that way, and nothing I can do can make her change her mind. So, I hope that you see the world more clearly than that.
Maybe. I have a different perspective, that's for sure.
Good. Having a different perspective can be very, very important in many situations.
I agree.
I have been talking with our Lord, and there are some things that they wanted to let you know, and things that might make a little more sense after I explain something.
Okay.
Your bloodline, our bloodline, has been blessed. Do you understand?
I don't know if understand, but as much as I've got it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There is a divine bond that flows through our lineage. Any offspring you have would have the same bond that you did.
Oh, wow.
Same as your mother and her mother and her mother, all the way back to the beginning.
I hope you're not banking on me for that, because that's going to be a little more complicated. Anyway.
I'm sure. But that bond brings with it certain unique things. I don't think the term luck should fit exactly, but perhaps aptitude is a way to put it. Things that we tend to do work. They work out well.
Are
Something
you
we
sure about that?
work on.
Are you sure we are, in fact, related?
It manifests itself differently and in different degrees from person to person, but there's always some aspect of it. Is there nothing you do that defies explanation?
Explanation? Well, I mean, I like to think everything can be explained. But I don't feel like I really have a tendency to excel.
I'm sure that's just modesty. It's a fine trait in some, but you'll find that it will do you a disservice most times. If you excel at something, it's good that people understand that, lest they get the wrong idea of your worth, if you follow me.
Yes, I understand that. Marketing and all that, but...
Precisely. Marketing. You may find that certain things you do work better than others. Now, I'm not 100% sure on your past or your childhood, so I don't know exactly how things have worked out in your life, and I would like to find out. But you might find a thread of mystery has been sewn through your life that maybe this helps explain?
That would be curious.
Well, your friend seemed very incensed earlier.
I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but I caught the vibe as well.
It was the one that flew into a rage and leapt at me.
Yes, okay, I think that does narrow it down. Just barely.
Most people can have a negative reaction, for sure, but this person seems even more upset than most. Do you know why that is?
Not really, I mean, it's kind of their personality to a degree, but certainly not to that extent. I'm sure Kurla has been through a lot, and I'm confident that they have a lot of pain they're holding on to.
I see. They've been touched by our Lord as well, which is why I'm concerned. They don't seem to understand, or perhaps they don't seem to care where their powers come from. Could you find out and see what it is that they're so upset about? If
I've tried, but I can't guarantee results, but I can ask.
All right. Well, do you have any questions for me?
Well, I do, but I'm not sure how to form them. I feel like the things you have to tell, unless you have, if you have more to tell me, that might help me form the questions.
The idea is that if you were to take the oaths that your mother has forsaken, you would become a member of the priesthood. You would have certain privileges in our society, and you would likely find the blessings from our Lord would be more tangible. Up to now, they've mostly been working in the background to help you. But with an actual affirmation of your devotion, those abilities and perks would become much more feasible.
Do I really have a choice here?
I mean, you do have a choice. If you refuse, I feel it's only in our best interest to part amicably. I have no interest in spilling the blood of my own family. Do you understand?
And my compatriots? Would they be unharmed?
I suppose that depends if they're willing to walk away
Well,
or not.
okay, yeah, I mean, within reason.
I suppose if one were to walk away and never return, that would be fine. But I get the sense that some of your friends may not want to let things go so cleanly.
I can talk to them. I mean, this is all pending. I'm just confirming things.
Mm-hmm. But do find out why that one is so angry, because I may be able to help. That's all I can say now.
They are in a pretty rough place right now. I wouldn't count on getting anything out of them until we are gone.
Of course. Well, you should return to your friends.
Well, I have more questions.
Oh, very well.
So if this has always been part of my blood, is there really any parting with it? There's no parting with it. It's just part of me already.
Well, I mean, without affirming your devotion, it would always remain simply a background influence on your life. You wouldn't be able to command any of it, actively at least. It would be like you've lived your entire life to now.
Yes. So what are these oaths? I want to know what I'm swearing to.
Certainly. You are swearing to uphold the faith of our Lord and to spread it as the best of your ability, to maintain order and control, and to grow the faithful.
What does order and control entail?
We believe that there are many in the world that lack the ability to be powerful, and there are those who have the ability to be powerful. Those who lack the ability should remain lesser than those who have the power. This is the natural order of things. You could think of it as predator and prey, perhaps.
Okay, well, assuming that that's how it works, I'm not so confident that the existing systems that define that power are picking the best candidates. I mean, of course, here, divine intervention, that's great, but not everyone has that convenience. And there are many societies, I think, that disempower the powerful because they feel them.
Mm-hmm. And it would be within your purview to correct those systems.
Of course.
Nature abhors a vacuum, as they say. If you find a power vacuum, it's your duty to fill it.
Okay. And that's the whole thing? Is how... Do I need to, eat a spider every day or something?
Oh dear, no. No, we're not like that. I know that there must be lots of stories on the surface about how we live down here, but I assure you we are quite civilized.
So I have a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Our lord, that with young girls, created the weavers, and they were not very well behaved about it.
True. We call them the unruly children.
Yes. Would they be benefited by being rid of these unruly children?
Of course. Either be rid of them or bring them back into the fold, but it's
Rather
unlikely.
than-
They have been wild for too long.
Well, rather than a mission of spreading the faith, what if I took on a crusade?
Interesting. I think that the one could go hand in hand with the other.
Perhaps, but I would like to create a few conflicts with interest as possible, and it will be easier to gather allies. I mean, I'm sure I'll approach this, as would be wise.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is the same oath, regardless.
Oh.
There's not a specialized oath for something else, but I could see that crusading against the unruly children would certainly serve to help our Lord, and I think would fall well within the bounds of what you would be expected to do on the surface.
Alright, so the oath, does it have like words? Should I practice this?
It's a bit simpler than that, yes. You'll simply repeat some words after me, but...
Could I hear them ahead of time, just so I, but don't embarrass myself in front of this big spider?
She'll recite the rites to you, and it's pretty much as you expected. It has to do with swearing allegiance to that which hungers, swearing to spread the faith and defend the faith, control the weak, maintain order, things like that. So you're pretty general, like, lawful evil society sort of stuff.
Right.
Where it's like they believe that, like, all society should be ordered, the strong should maintain power over the weak, those who have the ability to do things are the best to do them. Like those, like it's almost, in a lot of ways, it's meritocratus, right? It's the best should do it. They're sort of optimates, I guess is the way to put it, right?
Right.
They believe that the best should be in power, and the brightest should be in power, the strongest should be in power, and that happens to be them. So, that's sort of the nature of their religion, and they believe that brings the world prosperity, since there's no undue conflict, right? If everyone knows their place in the world, they're being more productive than otherwise. So, basically it's that. So, they would want you to swear an allegiance to that sort of a philosophy, and to spread the faith, and in whatever way is deemed fit at the time. And
but
she said that
it's
crusading...
nothing so explicit as, like, I will oppress the weak or something like that?
No,
okay.
Not at all. Like, there's actually very little specific language about oppressing people. It's just maintaining control and, basically putting yourself in a position of power whenever you have the opportunity.
It is strictly hierarchical, but it is not about oppression. Okay.
Right. It's not... The oppression seems to be secondary, right? That's sort of an emergent thing in their society. Their society is more about, like, putting yourself as high into society as you possibly can to the maximum extent of your ability. So, if you are powerful enough to be the leader, you should be the leader.
Okay.
Last question. So I asked earlier if I had to decide right away, and said it has to be today. Why today?
Well, there's really no point in mulling on it for so long.
I mean,
if this is something that you're going...
Day?
How long would you like, dear?
Could I have till tomorrow? We told the guards we would be here for 2 days when we were posing as merchants. I think that seems reasonable.
She thinks on that for a moment. Make a diplomacy check.
You got it. Do I have that on this board? I do. That's a 31, baby.
Okay. She'll nod and say, I suppose it can wait until tomorrow. It has been an interesting day so far. I would like you to talk with your friends, and specifically the one that was very upset.
Mention that. Would I be able to talk with the rest of the family at all? Or do they want to talk to me?
Of course. Your family. But go and speak with them. Go with your friends. You will have rooms here for the night, and you'll make your decision tomorrow, alright?
Thank you.
Of course. She stands up from the table, and she will usher you back out of the room and lead you back to the rest of the group. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
So before you go into what all happened in private, can we RP out what we were discussing in, like, the hall, or wherever the hell we were?
Yeah, so they took you to that dining room
Okay.
that you were in, and they sort of sat you there to kind of hold you for a moment. So the serving staff are trying to keep you guys corralled in there.
Are they still in
go
the
ahead.
room with us?
They're at the exits. They don't seem to be listening to what you're saying, but they do seem to be intent on keeping you in one place.
Kurla will glare at the serving staff who are kind of blocking the exits and then speak in hushed tones to Petravian and Riz and Vera. She can't join with that thing. She cannot give her allegiance to that thing. She has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't know what it's capable of.
Well, maybe not, but as long as she doesn't do anything bad with the power or whatever, it's her choice if she wants to get cursed.
I agree. I mean, look at Vera. Her god turned out, like, not the worst that I thought it could.
That's not even close to the same thing.
It's a primal god. Just hand wave it.
Riz.
I'm with
Riz.
Kurla. I'm with
No, I'm
Kurla.
just-
I know that you're... I know what it is between you and deities. I get it. I try to wrap my head around it, but this is not one that you can trust or pledge allegiance to or bow to. This is not one whose power you accept. I thought you understood that.
I mean, I understand it for me. You don't see me going and pledging to it. It's an elder being.
So how can we let Lovette do this?
Because it is Lovette's choice.
It's the wrong choice. It's gonna get her killed, or worse. She's gonna have to live with it. You know what it's like living with it?
Riz interlaces their fingers together and looks at you. Kurla.
We have to save her before it's too late. I can't lose someone else to this.
Riz looks up at the staff. Is there a way where we could talk to Lovette at all?
Oh, I'm sure your friend will be brought back here as soon as they are done speaking with the mistress.
I look at Kurla. Do you really think that what's going to happen to Lovette is going to be the same as yours? They
Want her.
want her. They think the rest of us are garbage. You think they're going to get the same treatment as us?
Honestly, it seemed like they liked you, Kurla, to be honest.
I don't want that thing to like me.
I'm just saying.
Kurla is gonna bare their fangs. Not intentionally. They're not being violent and they're not threatening violence. It's just they're so agitated and distressed that their fangs, or at least the one that is still present, are gonna get pulled back, revealed as their lip gets pulled back. So they've got a kind of semi-feral expression on their face.
Beardy, is the staff mixed race?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different
Okay,
races.
So it's the
Yeah.
slaves. Okay.
Yeah.
I am not fighting the slaves to get to her.
I'm not suggesting that you should, Rez.
Then what do you want us to do?
I don't know. Oh God, I sound like her now. I don't know what to do.
Kurla, there's nothing
Go.
for us to do. We can't fight this enemy.
That's what this thing does. That's what this thing has always done. It just takes your choice. It takes your freedom of choice. It just makes you do what it wants. It always gets what it wants.
Have you talked to it besides that one time? Just earlier.
Oh, it doesn't deign to talk with me, does it? No. No, it's
Have
never.
you tried?
Have I? Rez, what do you take me for?
Look, you told me you talked to all the gods, but did you talk to the elder beings too?
I begged that thing to reveal itself. I begged it to tell me why it did what it did. For weeks when I ran, I tried. I begged to understand why. No, it never answered, Riz. None of them ever did.
Riz looks at Vera. Because, we're both kind of the gods talk to us people. And they're lost for words.
So a few minutes will pass in relative silence, and eventually you'll hear the footsteps of two people approaching. One is the unmistakable step clink of Lovette, and the other one is the fine-soled shoes of Kemi. Where? You may speak with your friends as long as you'd like. The lot of you will be guests for the rest of the day. You'll have rooms prepared. You'll stay the night, and your friend will make her choice tomorrow.
Just not.
If you would like to have your meal alone, I would understand. However,
Privacy
you're all-
would be nice at some point.
sorry, I didn't catch that.
If we could get some private, it doesn't have to be at dinner, but at some point that would be nice.
Of course, you may dine in private. I don't wish to intrude. However, if you do wish to speak with me, I'll be available to you all. Alright?
All of us?
She looks at you. I don't know if she's even really, regarded you at this point individually before.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll look to you, and she'll give you a smile. Of course.
Kurla kind of had their head buried in their hands. They're going to look up and they're going to fix this person with just a look of pure hatred.
She'll look to you and give you a confident smile, and then look to Lovette and say, remember what we spoke of, dear. I'll talk to you later, alright?
Yes, thank you.
She turns and walks away.
Lovette?
Yeah, I got this rooms for the night. Plan B is set up.
I'll take my room in the Vartel, thank you.
Oh, okay. Right, okay.
Still not far enough away, though.
The rope trick, Vera.
I know what it is.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I thought it seems like kind of night. Well, alright. I'm not sure how to approach this.
Well, usually when you approach something, you walk towards it.
Well, yes, but in conversation.
I think first you say the thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few things that need to be said.
Are we in private right now?
Yeah.
The only people nearby, like I said, are servants, and they're not really... You don't get the sense that they're listening in, but they are in eye shot, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible they can hear you, but you don't get the sense that they're, paying attention to what you're saying.
I will. I'm gonna get the vibe that the tone here is with the servants is a little less jovial than Presidium, but just to be on the safe side, I'm still going to shoo them off.
All right, the servants, you shoo them away, and they will move further down the hall.
Thank you.
But they'll make sure to let you know that if you need anything, simply call for them, and they'll be there.
Oh, of course.
All right.
So they'll move out of eye shot even. So now you're just in this dining room. There's a few entrances to different halls that go to different places, but you don't see any other people now.
We're no longer sneak around. We're no longer finally do something I should have done a while ago. I'm gonna first thing I'll do is unravel Archie,
Okay.
so he is present for conversation.
Alright, so I have to figure out how to get you guys out of here.
Oh, we're not allowed to just leave, huh?
Well, I thought you well, but there were some dubious remarks, and I want to be on the safe side.
Dubious remarks?
Well, she very politely informed me that, it would be perfectly fine for everyone to just leave whenever we want, as long as all the rest of you don't come back.
Riz looks at Vera.
Oh, of course, definitely not.
Oh, well, good. Well, it's been said. Cool, good. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all responsible for ourselves, right? Okay. So, that covers the first thing, and I don't know. I just have to figure all this out, I guess.
You said the first thing?
Well, I mean, that's the main thing. Yeah, I guess I don't need to bother you with the rest of this thinking I have to do.
No, you really do. Need to bother us with it.
Actually, it's funny you should mention that. Kemi was very insistent that I ask you about your history with the big guy.
Oh, was she now?
Yeah, it was kind of a recurring theme.
What did she tell you?
Just that, just to ask you. And I was pretty insistent that have been clear you don't want to talk about it. Up to this point, I've asked before. I mean, maybe not that specifically, but I've gotten the vibe. I'm not really welcoming, I get it.
If I tell you, are you gonna actually listen to me?
I mean, you seem to have a fluctuating definition of what that means, but I'll do my best.
Fluctuating definition? Seriously, I have no idea what the hell you meant by that. As a player, I have fuck all idea what you meant by that.
That Kurla will often say something like that, will take it literally, and then they'll be like, you didn't listen. Just I am listening. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like Ray's already said, that thing cursed me.
Well, okay. How? I mean, she wanted me to ask you about it, but
No, I'm sure she did.
I won't make you say anything. I can't make you say anything you don't want. I already know that. So
what did she tell you to ask me specifically?
She just told me to ask you about how you got your girls.
Riz is staring at Kurla.
I mean, isn't it just obvious that
the abomination just randomly chose someone to fuck over?
I mean, that's what they look like to me. If that's the story, I'll take it.
I'm
I'm not really sure where she was going with that, but okay.
Rez, you had something to say.
I believe that was the gist of what it was saying earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine she wanted me to ask for more specifics than that, but I don't really feel like sharing my pain points either.
Kurla isn't looking at anyone, they're looking at the table and they've got their hands sort of clasped in front of them. They're working themselves up to this. They're trying to figure out how to phrase this and where to even begin.
I'll walk over to their side, close the distance a little.
I haven't committed to anything, Kurla. So, if there's a good reason I should not, I would like to know. I mean, I do know a good reason, but...
Oh, what's the good reason that you know? I mean, aside from the slavery and your mother...
Well, my mother didn't get the way she was by accident, and it was pretty quick. It was a crazy day.
That alone should tell you not to trust this thing and not to make any deals with it.
I mean, what else have I got? After the dead lads, I've got Archie to take care of, and I'm happy for that, but that's it. That's the end of my story. It's the end of the road for me. I mean, what else? Maybe if something else screws up, I can go help with that again. But it was never my story to begin with, and maybe if I'm not going to be, the hero of my own story, I can at least make someone else who's a good person have a good life. Do something right.
So your answer is to sell yourself. I don't... Your logic has never made sense to me, it really hasn't, but you're reaching to some absolute new heights here. I'll tell you what happened to me if it will make the slightest bit of difference in making you not go down this route, but I'm not entirely convinced it will.
Well, I can't promise one way or another till I know, but I'll take you seriously.
And Kurla will shoot a look at Vera. You remember that time we just got back from the island when we'd recovered your artifact? We were having a little spat at that table and you said you weren't quite sure if I was... Well, you implied you weren't quite sure if Rez and I were parasites or not. Was that not the term you used?
It was. What does it have to do with anything, though?
I thought I was a parasite?
I do this, shrug.
Term of endearment, really.
Kurla's just
Petravian.
laughing.
Like this, like that I mean shrug, oh.
Kurla is laughing, like kind of a little bit twistedly as they were earlier. It's just you were hit so much closer to the mark than you thought. Wouldn't you say, Rez? That they were closer to the mark than they realised? No?
Like, a puzzled expression is gonna go on to...
Same with Riz.
What?
Oh, that's the truth, Vera. Yeah, I am something of a parasite. Me. That's what that thing made me, more or less.
Why?
And I remember that night as well. What, I was riling you up a little bit. I wanted to see what you would do. I asked if I was supposed to be afraid of you. You remember that?
I do.
The truth is, I'm not afraid of you. I never was, and here's why. You're only afraid of something if it's gonna kill you, if it can kill you. You're afraid to die, but I'm fucking grateful that you could kill me at the drop of a hat. It's necessary that you should be able to. I'm thankful of that.
More concerned.
You might fucking have to, you never know.
Hold on, why would I need to kill you?
Does it sound like this when I do it? Is this what I sound like?
Riz just pats your shoulder.
Really, Lovette?
I mean, they're not far off.
Now's not the time, you two.
Sorry.
My gaze goes back to Kurla.
Vera, you and your bee friend Hummel, when you did that little switcheroo of yours, he heard a little bit of it. Petravian, you heard a little bit of it. I'll start there, I suppose. And Rez, you know it all already, right? Yes. My ancestors, right? Orcs. Orc society, big on religion. But over there, they love their Amun. Amun this, Amun that. Rigid society, lots of power, centralised with the religious. Few, the high and mighty, a little bit like this. Eventually, a few heretics, they come up, they want to start their own society, want to be able to free to worship all the gods if they want, so they leave, make it to Obador, meet the locals, pump out a few half-orcs. Few generations later, I come along, my sister comes along a little bit later, and we're happy. It's a nice little community, worshipping all the gods. We were happy, not unlike your Aduvi, Vera. all sweet and innocent and happy and just full of respect for the elders, because of course we've set ourselves up. Might one god or dozens of them, it doesn't matter, it's always the same story, religious structure and the power in the hands of the mighty up at the top. You don't cross them, no, you don't, you certainly don't cross them. But day came, I was to take my place as an adult in the community, right? Walking along the river with my sister. Thing we'd done 1,000 times. Out of the blue, this bolt of lightning, this crash of thunder. They were going to bury their head in their hands again, and then just kind of look up at Riz with this pleading expression, this don't make me say the next part.
You told me not to tell.
They reach for your hand with one
They'll
of those.
take your hand. If you want me to say it, you have to give that consent. But this is your story to tell.
What's the hungriest you've ever been, Lovette? Vera, you ever been starving?
A long time ago, yes.
And I'm not talking, missed a meal, not even a week of meals. Imagine you've never eaten in your life, but you can't die. Imagine that's something that goes beyond hunger, beyond want or need. Imagine a craving that can never be filled. That everything, it fills your days. It's what you wake up thinking of. It's what you go to bed thinking of. It's in your dreams. It's everywhere and you can't escape it. That hunger.
Did this happen right away?
Crash of thunder and lightning, and I'm ripping and tearing, and I can still remember. It's still in my mouth to this day. The taste of her flesh and her blood dripping from my fangs and filling my mouth every second of every day since then. They had to tear me off her. They carried her. I didn't know if she was alive or dead.
She's at your back.
I tried to explain it when the Sanaseeker returned. When I'm chained down, days later, when I finally get something like a grip on myself, I beg them to understand I don't know what happened. Why would I do that? And instead of asking the gods, those wonderful gods that we worshipped, instead of asking them why they'd cast me out, no, they start asking those gods forgiveness for allowing such an abomination amongst them, for not stamping me out, not seeing the evil in me. All those good gods, fair and people, they turned on me like that. My family, I ran, and I ran, and I begged the gods, everyone that I knew, I begged them for some answer, some salvation, and I heard nothing. Not a word. Not one of them came to help me. They're gonna pull a chunk of that disgusting, desiccated, rotten meat out of their pouch and they'll just hurl it down on the table. You think I eat that for the taste, do you? I eat it because if I tried anything just a little bit fresher, I don't know what would happen. And all of you, well, like I said, Vera, I'm a parasite, and like I said, it's a good thing that you can kill me, because I have to fight for control every second. You wonder why I'm so unpleasant to all of you. Little trick I learned a long time ago. Riz will tell you I told it to her. Told it to them. If people don't like you, if you can make them really dislike you, they don't let their guard down. They don't let you in close, and that's a fucking good thing. If you're not close to them, if they don't trust you, if they don't let you in their guard, then you can't possibly hurt them. You can't get the jump on them. I'm keeping you all safe from me. That's what that thing did to me, Lovette. It cost me my home, my sister, my family, my people, my sanity, my grip on myself, my trust in myself. It took everything from me. I have had to claw my way back to something barely functional and do something good with the power that it forced on me for its own sick fucking amusement. That's why I work so hard to keep all of you alive. And now you're still considering getting into bed with it. Still considering joining with it. You can't imagine the price that it will take from you.
Don't really have a choice. I could say no, but they explained to me. It's already in my blood. It's already part of me. I've been wondering if the things I've lost have been for the same reasons, but I don't really think I can avert it.
You have to fight.
That pain you're feeling, I mean, my muscle is going through that right now. I have the one option ever to put an end to it.
The only way to put an end to it would be to kill that thing, and that's beyond any of us.
This is just watching you very calmly, Lovette. Have you made your decision?
No.
Okay.
I do need to think about it now, but...
Kurla will look from Petravian to Archie to Vera to Riz, and then finally to Lovette, and they can barely meet any of your eyes. Just the shame and anguish on their face, and just this look of pleading in their eyes, this begging you to understand, and especially to you, Lovette, that sense that they are trying once again to save you.
I don't really feel like I have so many of those things that you've named already. This is also my family that I have. I don't really have a home anymore. I have a place I live, but it's not the same.
And what would this change, Lovette? You consider this a home?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Because I can give you the quick answer. It shouldn't be. You'd really live with these people?
I'd call them parasites, actually. I wouldn't call them
You'd be correct, brother. This place was built on blood. It will continue to be built on blood. And nothing can change that.
And I don't like that, but
Blood
they
can
accept me
change that.
here. I mean, they treat me like I'm part of this.
You
Of
want
course
to be
they
part of it?
do. They want you because you're useful to them.
But I don't fit in anywhere else.
You fit in with us.
No, I'm not part of your hive. I've tried. I don't mix with it. Still, I'm not one of you. I want to be, but I'm not. You don't see me that way either. You don't regard me as part of this either. As part of this family that you made.
How could you honestly say that?
Admit it. You don't. It's not until Calamity struck that we barely even spoke.
Yeah, Vera looks away at that.
I mean, I don't know what your pasts meant to each of you, but it is a game of give and take.
I know. I don't know how much I have to give. I can give money. I can give machines, but I don't really have anything meaningful.
To who?
And it felt like to anyone. This is the first time in a long time it felt like I have something to offer someone.
And then, what will she have?
Oh.
Your mother.
My muzzle. I mean, she'll have her life back. She
A
can...
manor in the middle of nowhere, with no one who trusts her. You really think she'll be living?
We're in the same position. Why is this my choice to make?
You're right, it is your choice.
What? Yeah, I guess so. And that's what I've been working on.
Hearing all this, backs and forths and everything, Mark II has just been sitting there, staring at the table. Marcus will pipe up, said, "Shit, now
Shit, this crazy, man.
Classic Marcus.
Marcus would speak up and say, You gave me life, and you gave potentially Telly and that boy a father and a husband. That's important to me. Why would you be with these people who would beat me and be horrible to all these other people? Why? Why would you choose to be with them?"
It's not that simple. Just because I'm not aligned
it
with
is simple!
them doesn't mean they'll
It
stop.
is simple. Mark II will stand up and bear all the gashes and marks on him. They did this.
Yes, but they're not going to stop because I disagree with them.
No, but we could do something.
not
We could
going
get
to
out of
do
here
that.
and leave.
I would never do that to anyone. The fucking gnomes called me weird because I was too nice to the machines.
And what will they say when you're too nice to the slaves?
Well, I have authority here. I can. It's not going to be instant, but I can make change. Right?
If that is what you believe,
I don't know.
it takes a lot of action.
Vera kind of scoffs at that.
I had an idea I was discussing with Keni, and I suppose I should explain it to you. I figured that with the spiders conflict with the weavers, that maybe we had a mutual enemy I could focus on rather than making people miserable.
Hmm.
And I thought perhaps that would be something you guys could agree with, and we would need probably a few hands for that, and well, that's what these slaves are for, right?
In other words, taking the slaves to go and fight the Weavers.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
What? Why,
Are you kidding me?
I think it's a ruse, Vera.
What?
Come here.
You would take them and
I use a message actually for you.
Oh.
Vera, it's saying we're going to use them to fight Weavers, but instead just let them free, I believe. It's a ruse.
You get, back.
You're so quick with gun.
Oh, Vera will just slink back. Oh, okay.
If
Check.
I'm correct, Lovette.
Tries to check my watch. It doesn't exist.
Plan
Do you have those here too?
Of course, that plan would hinge on me going along with the whole Marvel, but I figured I could do a lot of good a little more quickly.
It also guarantees that you will become an Oathbreaker immediately.
Well, I mean, I perhaps I wasn't thinking about putting people on the front lines, but I could apply them in my workshop and, they'll be building the front linemen. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I've considered that.
Archie is out, right?
Yes.
Yes, and
Okay.
Archie is, I would say at this current moment, petrified at everything that's been said. He's just standing there, like hands to his non-existent mouth, like in shock, and he's just standing there watching everybody.
Kurla's gonna look up at Archie and just very softly say his name. Archie?
Yes, Kurla?
Yeah, I want your opinion on this too, Archie. I'm now going to do anything, go forward with anything that you're not okay with.
I do not understand.
Yeah, I guess I need to fill you in a little bit.
Can I just say I fell him in?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
explain to Archie everything that's happened up to this point.
All
It'll
right.
take a few minutes, but he'll patiently nod along and listen to everything you have to say.
Yeah, so, like I said, I won't do anything that if you are worried about losing me or me changing or anything like that, I won't do anything.
I have been scared for a long time of losing all of you. I understand that is a selfish way of looking at the world, that my existence is different than yours, that time moves differently for me than it does for all of you, and that there is no definite end to my life, and I have thought about that often, that eventually I will lose all of you, and thinking about it strikes me with terror and makes it difficult for me to function. It is something that I have had to push out of my mind often, but it is something that is inescapable. Your life has to have meaning, and you helped me become who I am. You are, if not my creator, you have ever been my master, and more, you are my friend, my first friend. I will stand by you regardless of your decision.
I'm gonna walk over and kind of gesture for him to kneel down.
Archie will kneel down.
Well, I've got something I should confess to you, son. You're being full disclosure. I've been thinking about the same thing a lot. I sincerely hope you do outlive me, because you're extremely unique. And I mean, there's not another you anywhere. There will never be. And
Why is that? It is something I have never been able to understand.
well, it might seem scary at first, but I think it's a good thing, and I think that it will probably help to lose me, but after some other time, you'll be able to just take the experiences that you had with me and go out, and there's so much world to explore out there, and there's so much that you can do, and you might be able to do it forever. And I know some entities have been kind of cautionary against that, but I think that you could go on forever and never run out of new things to learn. So I hope that happens, I hope you are the flight forever.
And I'm gonna look over, like the rest of the party. Look over Vera, over Riz, over Kurla and Petra, and turn over to look at Marcus.
His eyes are full of tears.
Archie, what gives you meaning in your life?
My friends.
Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I like to speak to my cousin, so if I get a chance, I guess we should eat. I didn't realize I was hungry until this all settled in.
Well, your cousin and your aunt.
Was there not another cousin in the library? Or maybe you did not speak to them. They were kind of
I
squirrely.
didn't go to a library.
No, yes, I don't remember if they came down here. They were kind of quiet.
They didn't. As a player, I'll tell you they didn't.
Well, in any case, I don't know. I think I might have a better idea now. I would like to sleep on it.
Alright, where would you like to sleep?
I think I'm going to stay here tonight.
Who would like to be in the Vardo with me?
Oh, nod.
Mm-hmm.
Kurla will give a very
Petravian
small nod.
will nod as well, and look down at Mark II and ask, "Where do you want to go?" And Mark II will ask, "I don't know if we're leaving tomorrow or not.
We're leaving
Can you
tomorrow.
fix me? Can you fix me before we go?"
Yeah, I can. Man, I really did love you up. These belts are not cheap. I wish they would have been a little more gentle. I mean, also, because, that was clueless. But, yeah.
Didn't Marcus hate Lovette at the end of last session?
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
like, I never want to talk to you again.
Yeah. And he's sad about seeing all this shit go down, and then remember how everything went down in season 1, and hearing Kurla's story.
I buy it. That's believable to me.
Poor
I was just making sure that you remembered that.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that,
Right.
but he doesn't want Lovette to
Yeah.
Boy,
I
I
can
feed
remember.
themselves to the wolves, essentially.
Oh!
Thank you, Pedor.
Baby, I'm praying on you tonight.
So, I
That
don't
fixed me.
think I can do all of it at once.
It's so expensive.
I don't think you can do any of it here. I think it requires like a
Yeah, it does
shop,
require a
doesn't it?
workshop, yeah.
I don't know if I have the tools here to do this unless they have spare parts. Maybe a workshop. It's a bit of a workshop.
Yeah, sorry. Just as an input here, you would require a fully equipped magical laboratory.
Hmm.
You have that.
I was gonna say, I wonder if
They're
I
an
went on here with that.
alchemist.
Yeah, they're not
okay.
the same discipline.
Okay.
They're potions and mixing things in bottles.
I have a hard time imagining that they would be willing to give up their lab, even if it were sufficient.
Oh, very true.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
Man, I really screwed up on your voice. I hope Daddy does not remember what you sound like.
I mean, it's shoddy workmanship, actually.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad about it. Sorry.
Hey, but thanks for the great schwanz.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was intentional. You're welcome. That's not halfling size, huh? Okay.
Nah, you went for the full.
I don't have a lot of experience with it, okay? It's not my topic.
I mean, Talion, I don't think will mind, but
If this conversation goes on any longer, I'm gonna kill one of the two of you.
Can
Can someone just order food, Lovette?
Oh,
If you
yeah.
want to eat, just eat.
Yeah, I don't have anything pressing until, like, I go and talk to the other family members. I don't even really know what I'm going to talk to them about. It's just like, well, that has family for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know not how to proceed.
It's funny.
you take your hands and you go, garçon, and then they bring you food.
I mean, Lovette did clap.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're used to that.
Yeah, we're ready to eat now. Sorry about the wait.
Okay, you summon the serving staff, and they approach and ask if you're hungry, and will provide. So, unless given specific instructions, they are going to bring the following meal.
Well, I will give them instructions to bring Kurla their usual. I'll be like, I know it sounds weird.
Mhm.
It will be really... I'll be like, it's going to be really funny.
It's like a blank. It's really funny. Don't worry about it. I've got food for them covered.
Okay. So they will bring out essentially the largest cuts of mushrooms you've ever seen, prepared like fine steaks. They're prepared in wine and also served with bottles of this really dark maroon wine that has these really rich notes to it.
You're bringing out Moo's favorite?
I mean, it's just, it's kind of a standard mushroom steak.
No, they just prefer mushrooms.
I thought Moo's favorite was knowledge.
I mean, they still eat.
Yeah.
They're not a simulacrum.
They consume.
One
They
could
eat
say
books.
they're the opposite of a simulacrum.
Mhm.
So,
God damn it.
Mhm.
Well played, but god damn it.
Horrible.
the food is served. They serve fine wine along with it, and for Kurla, they will bring out strips of what appear to be very, very rotted meat.
Kurla won't touch any of it. None of the food, none of the drink.
You know what does taste good? Are the beetles I'm eating.
Mhm.
You're eating good beetles?
Yep.
The best beetles. So
I'm still probably gonna eat the mushrooms.
Archie is going to walk over and lean down behind Kurla's chair, or wherever Kurla is, and is going to ask something. Kurla,
Kurla will kind of steel themselves. Yes, Archie?
everything you said earlier, I am sorry to hear of it. I do not know how to offer proper condolences. There is nothing I can do to lessen your pain, but I want you to know that I am here for you.
Kurla will just wordlessly take, I guess, one of Archie's hands, or at least reach up to one of Archie's huge hands and just sort of pat it and just whisper, thank you.
In one very smooth, very careful motion, Archie is going to scoop you up into a hug.
Kurla will return the hug without any hesitation, really, and just very quiet, just dry sobbing.
A moment will pass and he'll sit down.
He's such a good boy.
The mushroom steak is actually really good.
I think Vera might just... Everyone got this mushroom steak thing?
Yeah, they just brought out a bunch for everybody, yeah.
I think Vera's just like flicking these mushrooms, like just waiting for the eating to be done so that they can leave.
Good Vera.
Oh,
Who's close to me?
Probably Petravian.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just flicking it onto your dish. Or attempting to.
I mean, these are not...
Not gonna eat it,
just,
fine.
just so you're aware, these are not like small pieces of mushroom. These are these
okay.
look like
a steak.
steak.
Big
Okay,
This is a
oh, gotcha.
huge chunk of
It's-
mushroom.
It's like...
Prepared, yeah,
It's this giant mushroom.
correct.
Kind of. Okay.
Yeah, these are giant subterranean mushrooms cut and prepared like fine sirloin.
I mean, Vera, I know where we are, but when are you gonna ever try this again?
When would I want to?
She's got a point.
Expand your horizons a little?
Vera is stubborn like beetle.
It's not even meat, right? So you can eat. Wait, no, you. Why don't you like?
I don't need it.
You know, it doesn't hurt. I hope. If so, please carry me somewhere safely.
Wouldn't put it past him.
I mean,
Like, I eye the table.
it would kind of interrupt the whole winning me over plan.
Sure would. Just continue flicking pieces in Petravian's direction.
It's a being extremely messy eater.
Yeah, okay. Can you? I mean, those people have to clean that up.
Just a sigh. I just push the dish away as I eat more beetles in stark defiance.
Yeah.
I'll use my daily prestidigitation bot to go clean up the mess.
You're supposed to eat the rich, not eat what the rich give.
I get out confused all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, this wine is pretty rich.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very good wine.
But you can't eat it, you drink it. So,
Yeah. Maybe if they bring out chocolate.
Yeah, that.
Or
Oh,
cake.
then definitely just.
Yeah. Eat the rich chocolate.
Do you ask the servants for chocolate?
Who?
Do any of you? Do you ask the servants for chocolate? Is that what?
No.
Is that what
I mean, I'm
Okay.
curious now, and Lovette would if it came to her mind, but that being out of character did not pop in her head.
Sure,
She's-
fair enough.
That's good because I fucking piss Vera off. I make a note not to ask slaves for things.
Yeah, that's fair. Kind of against your
That's
religion.
fair. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's trying to avoid it too while Vera's around.
Oh my god. Ugh. I'm gonna scream to the void for a second.
Phil! I am
Alright.
famished. Wait. Full? What is word when full?
Yeah,
The
famished
opposite
is
of that
when
one.
you're-
Oh.
It's like the fancy word like famished.
Satisfied?
Why not just full?
Because it sounds like plebish, you know?
Content?
No,
Satiated?
definitely not content.
Is sated.
I don't like any of these words.
Stuffed?
That one! I am stuffed. I don't like it after I said it.
We're all stuffed. Utterly fucking stuffed.
Well, who would like to go home for a little while?
Oh, you're right. It's getting really late.
Getting so late.
No, I just push out the chair.
Yeah, just stand up.
Oh.
So, the rooms we were in earlier, yes?
I think so, yeah. If you guys want to share a room, I'm sure that would be fine too.
Cool. Just already taking out the rope.
Maybe.
Just tell them
maybe
we're in the kinky shit or something.
wait
I
to
don't
unpack
fucking
your
care.
things maybe till you get to your room, but you've already okay.
Just leaves.
Kurla will follow Riz at a very quick clip.
Okay. So the lot of you, or those that are leaving, head out of the room
Mm-hmm.
and go to one of the bedrooms that they kind of corralled you in earlier, where Riz is able to cast Fart of Argon and create their little pocket dimension. Lovette, do you go with them or do you stay in the dining room?
I mean, if they're going off to the Vardo, then I will stay here. Or I'll actually go and try to find the other Xenoruses.
Okay. So as they leave the room, a beat later, Sasha will step in and take
Wow,
a
that
seat
was quick.
across the table from you.
Were you just waiting out there?
Oh, not quite. Your friends move very loudly, so it's quite easy to know where they are.
They say we're fat.
I mean, that actually brings a... So does Archie go with them, or is he staying with me?
Archie went with Kurla, actually.
So did anyone stay with Lovette? Just so we can check up on that?
Oh, I believe it's just Lovette in the room. Now Lovette and Sasha.
I mean, Archie makes a bit of noise.
True. Interesting creation of yours.
I didn't make him. I just take care of him.
Of course. You just take care of him?
Yeah. My grandfather was a sort of super genius. He built a lot of things that he left behind him. I learned it taking care of Archie.
Let's see. So he served your grandfather, and then your father, and then you?
No, it just kind of... Nobody got in the work until I did, for some reason.
She smiles. Ah, I understand. That makes sense. Yeah, the blessing, it can manifest itself in lots of different ways. Interesting. I've never heard of it working quite that way, but, I mean, I suppose it would have had to manifest itself somehow.
So you're saying that it's not a connection between me and him?
Well, I mean, sort of. It's still between you and him, but, I mean, the connection's magical, I suppose is a way to put it. A divine, maybe? I'm not sure how you'd want to think about it, but it's a manifestation of your innate abilities.
But does that mean that he is connected to our god?
Of course.
Does he? Are you sure? I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, I'm just guessing.
Okay. I mean, not that that's the huge problem or anything, but yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I just found out about this 25 seconds ago, so I don't
That's-
exactly know for certain.
Of course.
But it certainly sounds like it's the case. I mean,
Yeah.
we all get our abilities in different ways. She holds up her hand, and it's like just at a gesture, it's wreathed in flames. Some of us have inborn magical abilities that we can access much more easily than others.
Is that what I would get?
Possibly. It all sort of depends on your own, she kind of gestures at you, your own sort of life and your soul and how that all interacts.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's dependent on the person.
Of course.
Interesting.
It has to do with your soul and your faith and the powers imparted to you from our Lord. And, that all sort of works together, and then you have what you have.
So what do you do around here in the city?
I suppose the answer is, what don't I do around here? I make sure things run smoothly.
Like just
I maintain order.
everything?
Oh, with lots of things. We have a lot of leeway in society here.
So you're like a marshal or a lawmaker of some kind?
Something like that. A judge, I guess is a way to put it. Yeah.
Interesting. And your sibling is a...
Oh, my sibling? My sibling is a unique situation. They stay where they feel comfortable.
And there's room for that?
Sure.
Oh,
I suppose to be a bit more crude about things, my sibling is not... This is going to sound terrible, but my sibling is not crucial as long as I'm alive. Do you understand? Well, I suppose if I were to die, then Moo would be sort of forced into the role.
so it's a sort of hierarchical thing.
Sort of, yeah. It's one of the reasons why,
Where do I fit on that hierarchy?
well, the line was supposed to pass through your mother to you, and when she fled, it passed to my mother, and then will pass to me. When you come back, the line will return to you.
So, does that make me a threat to your authority?
Oh, dear no. We're family.
Of course, and, my aunt did say that family is what's most important here, right?
Of course.
Did you know my mother?
Not well. I was very young. I do remember a little bit, but not much.
I barely know her. And
She was very, very confident. That's how I remember her. She always seemed to know what to do.
Maybe that's not so different. That's changed.
Well, so, all your friends decided to turn in early?
Yeah, I think that underground time is kind of hard for them to get used to.
Oh, without that big burning ball of fire in the sky.
Yeah, it's kind of our timekeeper. But
Sounds-
still,
Seems
anyway.
convenient, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I still keep a pocket watch, so it's only so convenient, but yes.
So, how are you holding up?
Really confused.
Well,
I,
she will lean over and slide one of the plates that still has a mushroom steak on it in front of her, and she'll start to cut it into pieces. Something I can help you understand better?
I don't know, it's just a lot to get used to. Well, the Gnome society does not have slavery, we have machines for that.
Mm-hmm.
But this next rung up the chain is where I kind of seem to sit. About as far from royalty as our society allows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose that's not true. My family had money. There were many pearl families.
Mm-hmm. She'll say as she's like digging into pieces of mushroom. She's nodding and like saying mm-hmm as you're talking.
I'm not used to people just respecting me for being me.
Well, you better get used to it.
Yeah,
Because
maybe I should.
That's how things are going to be from now on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I will have to leave tomorrow regardless. Which is-
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm sure this whole thing has been a bit of a whirlwind for you, and I'm sure you had lots of pressing business on the surface. So, we wouldn't want to keep you from that for too long, of course.
But it was really nice to, have a family again for a bit.
We aren't going anywhere. You'll have a family tomorrow, and you'll have a family the day after. So don't worry about that.
Guess you're not wrong. Do you think that Moo is our name? Do you think Moo?
Mm-hmm. Merkalumi.
They don't seem terribly talkative. I don't want to be a bother but I'm not really used to having cousins.
They don't really get along with many people, so
That's fair.
they tend not to socialize very much.
They remind me of a younger me. I have very much been there.
Well, if anything, I'm a little overprotective of them, I suppose.
Well, I think that's good. I think it's nice that they have someone like that.
Well, I think that all too often people would want to misunderstand someone like that and think that they need to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a shame, because Merkalumi is unique and able to do things that others can't. They have value, and I think that trying to fix something like that loses sight of that value.
I guess you're right.
But that's just me. She leans back in the chair and again engulfs one of her hands in fire, and then sort of tosses this little spark back and forth, almost as if almost as if bored.
Well, I mean, Lovette would probably chat somewhat casually for some amount of time, but don't have to roleplay all of it out. It'd
Sure.
mostly just be
Okay.
like menial questions about daily life, both in Mythelian and in their particular role.
Yeah, okay. So then you, in that case, will have a conversation with Sasha that goes on for some time. Meanwhile, in the Vardo...
Yes.
Is this your card?
No.
Archie looks at it,
Kidding.
shakes his head.
Kidding.
I don't think it's any of our cards.
Rules of
I am
draw
not-
poker.
I am not sure I understand this trick.
I don't think I understand this trick. What's polka?
Right, none of that. Thank you. Never mind.
Oh.
That was all.
You started it.
I know. That was fun, but yeah, no.
But now sadness.
Yeah.
Yes. Back to the crushing
fun,
ways of
only
existential
sad.
despair.
Alright, so we get into the Vardo.
Mm-hmm.
Vardo space.
It's good to be home.
You know, not much has really improved, to be honest.
In my home?
We're still there, right?
But it's better looking.
Yes.
Look, I will take it over the hellhole we are in currently, okay?
Agreed.
Or the hellhole I was in.
It's the same place.
Who are you? You're the one I've been watching, and Riz will get a little closer and kind of cup his face. Look at you. You're
What?
so small.
Hi.
Hi. You're so cute. Look at you. Oh, these cheeks. Do you all see these cheeks, alright? A little damaged, but still. Okay, I can't fix that.
Thanks. I'm Marcus.
Well, hello there, Marcus. You don't look so good, buddy.
No.
That's
no,
okay.
I
Would you
don't.
like some cookies?
You have cookies?
I have oatmeal with cream, because I hate raisins, I'm going to be honest.
I mean, why do they even exist?
Oh, because someone found, well, it depends via world, but most cases it's
no,
actually...
I mean, they're just kind of gross.
You didn't want to know how they were made. Okay, gotcha. Alright, well, what kind of cookies do you like, buddy?
Do you got chocolate ones? Chocolate chip ones?
I have a type of chocolate. I don't know if it'll taste the same as it does here.
Yeah, what's a robot's favorite kind of cookie?
Archibald, do you like cookies?
I have never eaten a cookie. I do not eat.
Would you like to hold a cookie of your own?
Why?
Because you've asked me before to hold food, like everyone else, so you can pretend to eat it?
I do not see the point currently.
You've asked before, I was...
Never change.
Kurla will look at Archie and very softly say, "You all right?"
I have been thinking about a lot of things. That is all. This is more complicated than I expected it to be.
I'm here if you need me, all right?
And I am here for you if you need me.
Kurla will turn and look towards Vera.
Yeah, Vera, after stopping to look at Mark II, will look back at you. And I'll motion to my room.
Kurla will give Archie a pat and then go with Vera.
And I'll close the door. I don't care if we go into a secret chat or not.
No, I'm fine with
Honestly.
it being public. It's fine.
Yeah. So what are you thinking about this whole situation? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what you're thinking, but...
I think Lovette's about to make a mistake. Well, then what else is new? We've got one of Lovette's mistakes out there right now, eating cookies.
That is also true. But... And Vera will sit down, like, just on... I think there's still a bed in there.
Yeah.
Way too fucking soft.
They left it so that when you and Hummel switch, it works out.
So... yeah, so Vera will sit down and say, but if Lovette is able to help people get out, couldn't that be worth it?
It'll come with a cost. If she thinks that she can outsmart this thing, or get out of its power somehow, or make change in the society that this thing is mandated, then she's kidding herself.
I think she's prepared to take whatever negative outcome comes from it. Whether or not it's far, far greater than she could comprehend,
It is.
that's another thing. I'm sure. But she could also do a lot of good if she's actually able to use this power rather than for whatever atrocities they normally use it for to get people out of here. I don't know. I can't stop her from doing what she wants to do. I can only respond to what she decides. If she decides to go with this corrupt culture of misusing the weak, and Vera will just like stutter a bit. I'll have to deal with it then.
We'll have to deal with it.
Vera nods.
Kurla's going to
If I-
reach down to their belt, to the dagger from Mellifera, and I'm going to assume that their dagger is sort of in a sheath, and the sheath is tied to their belt. Just a few ties. They'll loosen the ties and very slowly and obviously hold the sheathed dagger out to Vera, and they're being slow and deliberate about it to make it clear they're not making any sort of aggressive gesture. They're offering the blade over, the sheathed blade over.
What's this?
You know what that is.
Yeah, I know what this item is. What are you doing?
Wondering if you need to use it for anything. Are you and I going to have a problem at all?
Why would we? We seem to be on the same side right now.
Were you listening over dinner, or, well, before dinner?
I was, but a parasite is action of one's own accord, not something that's forced upon them. We would have tried whatever we could to help you, but clear that didn't happen for you. And I can't say that we could have helped. I don't know the power of this being, but you're not a parasite. You're very strong in what you've been able to do so far, given all the hindrances that you currently have. It's amazing, really.
I told you it hurt every time, and it does. Every time I use something that was forced on me, every time I have to think about where it came from and how I got it.
As I said before, power is pain, but this forced power isn't correct. But on the other hand, at least in this one case, Lovette's choosing this curse, potentially, and we're going to have to watch and see what she decides to do with that power, if she so decides to.
I know what that power is like. I know what it feels like to have it and to know what I can do with it. You've seen what I can do with it. What I choose to do with it, I try to keep people alive. I try to heal them. But you've seen some of the other things that I can do, the horrible things. I have to fight against that urge. That's the way that power wants to be used. To hurt and to subjugate. I hope Lovette is strong enough to fight back against that.
It's something that she'll have to learn. It's something that everyone has to learn. And some of us, it takes longer to realize that than others.
Kurla will look down at the dagger. So you'll not be killing me tonight, then?
It's not on the docket yet. Vera will slightly smirk.
Slight smile from Kurla as well as they slide the sheath dagger back into their belt. You know, I really wanted to hate you.
We can always work on it.
For any number of reasons, to be honest with you, but there was the keeping you safe part, there was the you having a direct line to your god, you choosing, as far as I know, to have the powers that you have, you consenting to it. There was me not sure what your little religious society was about, whether or not you were the real deal, or if you just liked the power and control, whether or not you'd treat someone like Reduvi, the way I was treated by my elders. So many reasons to want to hate you, and yet I've seen you, I've been watching you. Try as I might to dislike you, you've actually been trying to do the right thing. That's what I've seen from you. You could have wiped that town off the map, that town full of those duplicates. You hesitated, you waited on that.
I've learned a lot. Vera kind of looks down. Like I said, sometimes you have to learn how to use your power, and sometimes you don't do it right. And in this case, even here, I would love to just burn this place down. Just all of it. Just erase from the map.
The Bardo? Sorry.
It's this fucking bed. I swear to God, it's so fucking soft. I just hate it. It's like a marshmallow.
I mean, personally, I quite like all the pillows, but... Alright, no, back to seriousness.
But to do so would hurt twice, maybe 5 times the number of people who deserved it, and I can't let that happen again.
I'll help you destroy this place, I'll help you save them, when the time is right. And not for your god or you, but because it's the right thing to do.
Vera nods. It's going to take time, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure no one else has to suffer like the people here have. You know, I thought I didn't really have much more to do after the ceremony, bringing back my sister. And all of a sudden, there's more work to do. There's always more. I was getting worried.
I hope your god can help.
Well, we both share the same hatred for this creature that apparently resides around here. And if you ever wish it, maybe we can help remove whatever has screwed with you. If you ever want help. I don't know what we can do.
Kurla raises an eyebrow.
As I said, the power from the hive. It's power and it's pain. But maybe, just as the family we have, we can find a way to cure you of what has been done to you. There's a lot of magic in the world. Something has to work. What have you tried to remove it?
Everything that I could find.
Curses? I assume.
Unguents, you know, all the potions, all sorts. I travelled, tried to find answers. It's how I ended up at the Holy City that first time. It wasn't long after what happened.
You know, from what you described, it sounds very familiar from, Lovette's mom.
How's that?
When she was started to be transferred as an Oathbreaker. Well, She was always an Oathbreaker, but when she started transforming into a spider, she was insatiable. I think it's the same thing that was happening to you. But what I can't understand is why that would happen immediately. If this god decided to do this to you, why would it instantly curse you? What did it even have to gain? At least with Lovette, that's the punishment if she decides not to do what it wants. Right?
I assume so. I can't fathom it. And I thought about it, I had a theory, good theory too. I figured it was Ammon, you know, kind of an Oathbreaker thing. Oh, these half-orcs, they've run off, they're worshipping other gods now, so I best curse one of their offspring. I was working on that assumption for years, and too easy, too simple.
I do know someone who could help. I don't know how much they'd know about that.
Oh?
No. We had, you saw the statue in the holy city of Seoul?
Right.
Well, I think they had tried to remove the curse from their mother, but I don't think it worked. Even then, it must be quite powerful. But there has to be some way to absolve it. We just need more powerful magic.
It's a problem for another day.
I suppose. But if you choose to work with us, maybe that day will come faster than you thought.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I've got to keep all you alive, don't I? You do such a good job getting yourselves nearly killed. It, would keep me in gold.
Hey, it's kind of my job.
What, getting people nearly killed?
No, the fighting thing. Like hitting people.
Oh,
it's usually a lot easier to get people to do what I want when I punch them.
Oh, I have noticed that. You're quite talented at it, I must say.
Thank you. Been training for a long time. Well, either way, we'll have to see what Lovette decides tomorrow. I'm going back out.
Yeah, right.
With the others.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
And the disgusting robot.
Hey, no. What's wrong with Archie? Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about Archie.
Oh, right. I'm having a rough night. Give me a minute to put two and two together. You're talking about Mark thing.
Oh, that's why they were talking about Archie wanting a cookie.
No, I'm with you on that. Lovette is... She toys with things that are beyond her. She keeps trying to fix things that will only make them more broken by the trying.
Must be a mechanic thing?
Maybe. Anyway, let's go back out there. They're probably wondering about us. They probably think you've killed me by now.
Why don't you go first then?
Kurla will, again with that slight smirk, exit the room and go back out there. It's alright. She hasn't killed me yet.
They just came out of the oven! Don't touch them yet!
Oh. But
They're
they
going
look
to
delicious.
burn your insides!
I don't think they can. You know, clang clang.
Oh, does Marcus grab the hot cookies?
Oh my god.
Don't do this to me. Why
How
would
many health
you do
points
that?
does Mark II have left?
One.
One.
Oh my god.
Mark II has one hit
Death
point.
by cookie.
Does Marcus die by grabbing hot cookies fresh out of an oven?
Yes,
do it.
Because I feel like that would be the proper way to kill off Mark II.
That does sound like a way that Marcus would want to go if he couldn't go the way he did.
No!
The
Burning.
death by
Burning on
cookie.
the inside this time.
Yeah.
Right.
You're telling me that Marcus would not
Wow.
want death by cookie if he had the choice?
This cookie's hot as lava.
Yeah, so Kurla and Vera come out of the bedroom and they see...
Kurla lights up
Is that
a
what it looks
cigarette.
like?
Right, put Leno on the TV then, let's go.
Yeah, and they see the rest of the group is out there, like, arguing about cookies.
You're not allowed to eat it yet. And Rizzle slap the top of Marcus's hand before...
Roll for
come
damage.
on!
Even that might do enough damage.
I don't know!
Does Riz have a strength bonus?
Do I? No, I don't.
No. Okay. You lucked out this time.
God damn it.
Marcus's hand just falls off.
I mean, I'm sure Lovette can fix this.
To be fair, if you destroy Mark II, it'll be easier to bring Marcus back for Lovette.
It would be cheaper, and also the new one wouldn't hate me.
That's true.
You play God. You go too far. You play God.
Me am inventor. Me
Don't-
am create industry.
Don't eat them until they have cooled down, okay? Just a
Okay.
little bit. Gods.
They look delicious.
Okay. They're going to be delicious when they cool down. Go sit down.
Kurla's just going to cross over to Archie.
Archie looks down at you.
Archie, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What you said about Lovette and calling her master, how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel anything. It is simply the truth. Lovette is the guiding force of my life.
The guiding force? But so if you wanted to do something that Lovette didn't want you to do, or if they ordered you to, if Lovette ordered you to do something that you didn't think was right, I'm just wondering what you would do in that situation.
We have disagreed in the past over various things, but we have never disagreed enough to have some sort of altercation.
I wasn't suggesting that, and I'm not trying to cause a split. I'm worried about her, and I'm particularly worried about her starting to treat people like they're things when people are people. You're your own person. I want her not to forget that.
But I am also a thing.
You're not her thing, though. You're your own person, your own thing.
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, Lovette is my master. But I also consider Lovette more like a parent and friend.
Parent and friend, that's one thing, but master is... I worry about you and I worry about her. That's all I'm saying, alright? It's not...
I understand, and I appreciate your concern, but I use the terminology in the most utilitarian way possible. It is the most apt label that I can come up with.
So long as you don't feel like you're her slave and she never treats you like one, I've no problem with it. It's not in my place. If that ever changes, though, it will be my place. To call it out, to do something about it. For what that's worth.
Of course.
She's gonna need you, whatever she decides. She listens to you, sometimes. As much as she listens to anyone, she listens to you.
That is true, but I also understand that Lovette needs to act in a way that benefits their own happiness. I do not have a true family, not in the biological sense, but I understand that it is important.
That's the thing about family, Archie. It doesn't have to be biological for it to be true. Biological can be sometimes the most false, as it turns out. Anyway, I'm here if you need me, alright?
And the same is true for you.
Kurla will just pat Archie unless Archie has anything further to say, and then just sort of wander back towards Riz and the abomination.
Would you like a cookie?
I was gonna say.
Oh, and Marcus.
Yeah.
No. I'm alright, thank you, Riz. I appreciate it.
I always try to offer.
Means a lot to me that you do. You fancy a cuppa?
Copper?
A cup of tea?
Oh!
I prefer the copper.
I would prefer the copper, actually. Sure. If you wouldn't mind making tea for everyone, that would be great.
Kurla will do what they do best, which is put the kettle on.
Alrighty.
So, can you describe the wounds that Mark II has?
Sure. So Mark II has been bruised and beaten, and initially those looked like normal standard flesh and blood injuries. So discolored flesh, bleeding, scabs, possibly, lacerations of different kinds. And then they got deeper and worse as they pierced through the kind of plasticized rubber that makes up his skin. Mm-hmm. And inside, it basically ripped these holes in him as well. So there's parts of his anatomy that are showing, and you can see like metallic bits whirring and moving inside him, controlling his movements of his body. So at this point, he looks like maybe he's probably 90% covered in skin. So maybe only 10% of him is exposed mechanics, but it's enough that it's immediately apparent that he's not like a living being.
I want you to listen to me very carefully.
I'm so sorry. The mental image I have in my head is of Mark II descending into that lava pit, but giving the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
He already had to do that shit once.
Yeah. It's only fitting that he goes the same way twice, right? Yeah. Is there anything else?
Kurla will make tea and pass it out.
I think we're pretty much done for the evening for important questions.
I would think so.
Though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Well, in that case, we're going to zoom ahead some time, and eventually Lovette will get tired and want to be excused from the conversation with Sasho. Sasho would have probably brought in some sort of exotic snack to have for the two of them, and I think it was only fitting that in this case it'd be like imported chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so she's talking to you about life and what she does each day and what's sort of expected of her in society here. And yeah, after a little bit of that, you eventually get tired and you are excused to your bedroom, where you find an extremely well-appointed and comfortable place to sleep.
As comfortable as it is, I don't think Lovette's sleeping a wink.
Probably
Probably
not.
spending the night staring at however high a ceiling it is, thinking to herself, if her dad had gotten this kind of welcome, her life would be very different.
Mm-hmm. So, morning, for what it's worth, and in the underground, will eventually come by, and enough time passes that those of you who sleep can rest. So, the next day, you awake, and the Vardo crew, you guys can do your thing in the morning as long as you like, and then eventually you have to leave that Vardo. It does have a duration.
Yeah. It was nice while it lasted.
Little taste of home. Thank you for it, Raz.
We'll be back soon enough.
I hope so.
Alright, so in the morning, Lovette, you are going to be stopped by one of the serving staff in the early morning, and they're going to ask you, or rather, they're going to inform you that Kemi wishes to speak with you.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll be there in a moment. Have you seen my cohorts?
They haven't left their room
Of
yet.
course. Okay. Thank you.
And I'll finish getting ready and head over there.
Okay. So you get ready and you head over to that same office that you were in before. So I'm going to go ahead and secret room this. So one moment. So you enter the room and you find Kemi sitting there, flipping through a tome, just looking through some papers of some sort.
So yeah.
She looks up at you and gives you a broad smile. Good morning.
Good morning. Except we do say that on here then. Okay.
Sure.
I was told you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did. I wanted to know if you were able to find out what I was concerned of.
Relating to, Kurla?
Mm-hmm. I've been looked at with disdain many times in my life, but pure hatred like that is a rarity.
Yeah, well,
I imagine there's something to do.
it's a pretty unfortunate set of circumstances, I think. Maybe a wrong place, wrong time, I don't know, but I understand their feelings.
I see. And have I personally wronged her somehow?
I don't think that they're not going to attack you, if that's what you're
Mhm.
asking.
Suppose I'm mostly concerned about what has gotten their blood up so much.
Well, I mean, how does this work then? Different people, take time to adjust, different amounts of time to adjust to big changes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So, when you are a vessel for a lord, are you not present at that moment?
It's sort of a shared situation.
Right, so,
Is everything alright? It seems like you're avoiding the question.
I'm not trying to. I'm
Alright.
simply, not sure what you're looking for. I feel like you're prying for something and I don't know what it is you want.
Well, it's when someone looks at me with such hatred, there's usually a
But,
reason.
I mean, it's not you personally, it's just the circumstance of their whole gift thing.
And what is the circumstance?
Well, it's a gift. It's just really dangerous and powerful, and they have to eat that rotten meat.
Uh-huh.
Kurla's kind of always been like that, like I said.
And that's it? She has to eat rotten meat, so she hates me that much?
I mean,
Very well. If that's all you have to say, then that's all you have to say.
I'm not satisfied with that. I mean, I apologize.
I wish I could say the same, but I feel you're being untruthful with me.
Oh.
But if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'll talk to you later. And she dismisses you from the room.
Okay, is that going well?
Well, yeah, I'll head out.
Alright, you head back out to the main area.
I might have made things boring, but I tried to get those good boy points.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Nah, he fucked it up.
Oh
I'm sorry.
god.
I could feel the pain, but I was like, your character's not gonna do that. They're not gonna just say that.
I'm concerned.
I'm concerned as well.
I have a great concern.
So, anyways, we exit the Vardo.
Yeah, you exit the Vardo, and you head back out to that main sort of dining room, and you see Lovette sitting there by herself.
Pretty uncomfortable looking.
Oh, good morning. Oh, whatever. Good. Yes, it is morning. Okay, yeah. I mean, the watch said so. Did you sleep okay?
Slept fine.
Good.
So, what's
But
happening?
I mean, I
morning.
haven't presented them with my decision. I spoke with my aunt about some of our conversations last night, but I felt like it was something that if it was going to come up, maybe it should be a group thing. I don't really want to.
Well, don't leave us in suspense, out with it.
Yeah, what's
Maybe-
going on?
Later, I'm not sure this is a good place to talk about it. I've got a lot on my mind.
Just kind of eyes darting around, being listened to.
Alright, well, what is our agenda for today?
I'm not sure how this all goes. I'm supposed to talk to them about it, but I think it's going to be a minute. My aunt was a little bit
Alright.
displeased with me.
Oh, for what?
What did you do?
Oh, I don't know. I just didn't want to say any things that anyone didn't want me to say.
But what did you want to
But
say?
it wasn't my choice this time, really. I was trying to be respectful. Plus, it seemed like a weird thing to ask.
What seemed like a weird thing to ask?
You said it would take a minute. I mean, let's be honest. Something's going to happen in a minute, yes?
I think so. Look, Kurla, it's in your best interest to leave a beaver now.
In my best... What have you done?
What? No. Nothing. I'm sorry. I did nothing.
You can't say something like that and just leave it hanging. In my best interest... What have you done?
I did nothing. This time I mean it. I swear. Why are you trying to pry this out of me? This is going to fuck you over.
Oh.
Well, are they going to find out eventually, or are you going to have to tell them?
I don't know. I would assume. I would think they would have to ask me if they're going to find out eventually.
What have you done to fuck me over?
I've done nothing. Now leave it be, or you're going to do something.
Wait, what the fuck are we talking about
Nothing.
then?
Don't worry about it. You guys are the
Oh
one
my-
making a big thing out of this. I didn't want to.
Oh my...
God, I'm gonna miss this.
We'll just wait here until someone grabs you or
I
whatever.
guess so. Yeah, I might have. Okay.
Do you want to tell us something or not, Lovette?
Yes, but if I do, we could get in trouble. So I'm going to wait.
Oh no.
As if we're not already in trouble.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that too. I'm hoping I'm not in too much of hot water now to make a choice anymore. Any minute now, someone might come by.
You just want to wait in the
I
room?
guess so. I don't really know what else we would do. I mean,
I assume that we have exited the room.
yeah.
Yeah, like we met you in a hallway
Yeah, I
or
figured we
something?
were back in the dining room or something.
Yeah, you're in the dining room. Yeah.
Okay.
So from there, no one's like stopping you from moving around.
If you've done or said something, Lovette, that's going to affect one or the rest of us...
I didn't. I'm serious.
Alright.
Could have, and I didn't.
It's one thing if it's going to screw you over, it's another thing if you're screwing the rest of us over as well.
She said she didn't.
Right.
Alright, well, I guess I should go find someone.
Because they didn't show me like a altar or anything like that, right? There's not any
No.
designated place that was like, this is where we're gonna do the whole ceremony.
Nope, they never showed you if there is such a place.
Alright, so we're going to wait for an hour.
Okay.
Can we at least go into the dining room?
Does anything happen in that hour?
In the first hour, no, they're probably giving you guys space.
So, what, are we supposed to leave? That's happening?
You guys can leave. I'm pretty sure I've got to. If I just leave without telling them anything, I think they really will be mad.
I mean, that didn't really work that well last time.
Yeah. If I can't tell the gate guards to let us out, then it doesn't really do me any good.
I'm gonna go check back on that office.
Okay.
Just like get out, scamper over there. See.
All right. You head down the hall.
Oh.
All right. You head down the hall and you open the door, and you find Cammy is in there reading something. Hello again.
So I wasn't sure if someone was supposed to come get me, or if I've just come to you and tell you what I'm doing, or how this works.
You asked for another day. Is this not what you wanted?
Yes, this today. But I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm not in a hurry to make this decision, I guess. But I'm pretty confident on it at this point.
All right. You have a decision?
I mean, I'm really nervous about it. I don't know if I'm making the right choice here.
All right. And what is your decision?
I feel like I'm being kind of selfish, but I'm going to have to go. You've been also very kind to me and my friends, and I really appreciate it. It means more to me that I might be letting on to have someone who wants me here. But well, I'm not really that faithful of a person. It's never really been a big part of my life, and you've got a very, very pretty daughter that I am very related to by blood, and she seems very competent in her role, and I wouldn't want to have to compete with her. I know she said it wouldn't be an issue, but I'm sure it could be. It would just be better this way.
And that's your final decision?
I mean, I've been mulling Oliver a lot, but I wouldn't really be a good parent to Archibald if I didn't do exactly what I told him he should do.
Perhaps this is for the best. I gave you all of the hospitality that I could, and I asked one thing in return, and you couldn't even do that. So perhaps this is for the best.
By the way this is going, probably this is actually starting to be a little more like my previous relationships already.
I see. That the moment someone asks you to do something, you fail and complain about it.
Yes, that is historically true.
Yes, then you would have made a poor servant to the Lord.
Yeah, I think that works out.
Very well. Your friends are free to go, and we will take what power is in your body, that is the Lord's, and return it to him, and you can go about your life.
No, that was not what we talked about yesterday. What does that entail?
Well, I spoke to you before that part of your abilities are ambient.
Yes.
They were born in from your mother, from the sacred bloodline. And I can't honestly feel right letting you leave with power that doesn't belong to you. So I will be taking that back, and then you and your friends will be sent far away from here.
What exactly does taking that back involve?
You'll find out. Go back to your friends. We'll be with you shortly.
Look, if I'm not leaving here, I just want to be able to tell them truthfully.
Tell them what?
Will I be leaving with them?
Yes.
I will.
Most of you.
There's not a lot of me left.
Well, then it's a shame because we could have made you whole.
Yeah. Maybe.
Alright. Go. She points to the door.
Get down. Walk out.
Alright. So Lovette will come walking back into the room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm being really selfish, but we talked it over. Let's go.
Where
Can
are
you
we
just
going?
tell us what's going on?
We're going before they start getting upset.
Where are we going?
Away from here, anywhere. Outside the gates, I can get us back to this office.
All right, let's go to the bazaar then.
I mean, we're leaving the town. I think they'll probably be pretty adamant about that.
Well, we have to instantly leave?
I mean, it wasn't specified, but it was kind of inferred.
Well, then let's start walking.
Alright.
Did you take their power or not?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's get going. No, I didn't.
Finally, a straight answer. Hallableed and Luya must be a religious city.
Oh, very.
But if we don't get out of here soon, things
We're
could be
already
really bad for
walking.
me.
Do you want us to run?
We're
What?
going.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start leaving the city. Vera, do you want to...
We're going to the bazaar first.
Oh,
I'm going to.
No. You guys don't get to leave this estate yet. You get up and you start walking out. The gate guards are going to immediately stop your group and say that all of you except for Lovette can leave.
Fine. You guys can go.
Lovette has some business with Cammy before she's allowed to leave.
I'll see you. I'm not lying. I will see you soon.
I kneel down.
And where are we meeting?
No.
Yeah, when you kneel down, Lovette's shaking. You probably wouldn't notice it from above, but you can hear her little leg clattering.
I have no idea. I'm sorry. I've got something on my mind. I'm pretty scared.
Then I'm not leaving without you.
I'll meet up with you. They said that I will make it out okay.
Can I sense motive? Grem?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll that. I mean, that's an
I'd
interpersonal
like to
thing.
roll a sense motive too.
Yep, I'm right there with y'all.
33.
It's 8.
I mean, I'm happy to explain,
14.
except I'm just trying to figure out what you would know without Lovette just saying, because it's...
That's only a 16.
I'm just
from
trying to
Kurla.
figure out if you're lying that you'll actually meet
Oh,
up
no,
with
she's
us.
not lying.
Yeah,
That's, at least I'll say that with a 33, she doesn't know if that's true, but that she has been convinced that's true.
This is essentially your intent to meet.
No, she's been given word that she'll meet up with you. She's not lying. She's nervous, but she's not lying.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Let's see. So Vera doesn't notice anything like subtextually.
Mm-hmm.
Petravian's like, it was hesitant, like, okay, fine.
All right, we'll meet you out in the what's the on the surface.
Flag.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you need us to stay?
No, I don't think so.
So you guys are currently in front of the building, right? So you're at the gate to the estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
The front door is going to swing open, and Cammy is going to stride outside and start walking toward your group.
Archie, could you come with me though? I would like it if you came with me.
I will be with you always.
I don't know what this is going to entail. I don't know if you're going to want to see or hear it, but I'll just call you up if it's
Cammy
pleasant.
walks up and very just curtly says, "Let's get this over with."
Exactly.
Turn around and head with her.
Now,
Excuse me.
Yes?
Forgive us, but we want to know what's happening.
You are all going to leave and never return.
Can Lovette come with us?
Yes, most of her.
Most of her.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Most of her.
Why do you put it that way?
You see, she carries a spark of the divine, and that doesn't belong to her. So, I'm going to remove that spark, and the rest of her can leave with you.
And what will that do to her?
You'll have to find out.
We'll have to find out.
It's different for everyone.
What happens to most people?
Yeah. How often does this happen?
This doesn't happen to most people. This hasn't happened in a long time. So, no one in living memory could actually answer that question. So, as I said, I'm going to remove the divine spark from Lovette here, and the rest of you will leave and never return. Is this acceptable to all of you?
Do you know? Does Risen know anything about like divine sparks at all? Like with any of your knowledge checks?
Could I do a knowledge religion and something like that, or would it be something else?
It's some weird shit going on.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess with the
figured.
no. I think this is kind of an obscure thing enough to happen that this isn't exactly written down in a lot of history textbooks.
And you're okay with this, Lovette?
I mean, I thought about what Kurla said, and I figured I would like to try forging my own path. That's kind of always been my thing.
Cave entrance. All right.
Petravian will kneel down and give Lovette a hug.
Forearm hug.
I'm proud. Petravian will lean close and just say,
Don't be so selfish.
Kurla?
Kurla looks to Riz. Yes. Kurla turns back to Lovette and kneels down in front of them.
I'm just gonna hug you right away.
Aww.
Kurla looks awkward AF and slowly, very slowly, puts their arms around Lovette.
I'm sorry.
Is this what you actually did? Oh, would you stop apologising for once in your life? You've nothing to apologise. Well, alright, you've got plenty to apologise for, but not this. Is this what you want to do?
I don't know. It's what I have to do. I'm sorry. I was going to kill you.
You were going to what now?
Playing an end to your kills, but
I'm sorry, as a player, I didn't hear if you said cure or kill.
Cure.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, I thought it was kill! Shit, okay.
That's
Either
why
way
I
would bring
reworded
it
it,
to
because
the
I
curse.
said I heard that too when I said it aloud, and you're like, say what? And I was like, yeah, alright, how do I word that differently?
I got you.
I'm really sorry.
You don't need to be. I'm not your responsibility. You've got to do what's right for you here.
And I'll raise, stand back up onto my feet and just look at Cammy and say, and how long is this going to take?
Not long at all. But, as I said, you will all leave and never return. Do you find these terms acceptable?
If Lovette does not appear at the entrance, no.
Lovette will be with you. Are these terms acceptable?
I looked at everyone.
I mean, Riz isn't happy about this situation, but whatever. They shrug.
She needs an actual answer from each of you.
Because this is a Gias or some shit.
I don't know. Why would a Gias need a permission?
It's like a contract thing, right?
No.
I don't fucking know.
No, that's a forceful thing.
Yeah, fine.
She looks to the next person.
I follow my sister.
She looks to the next person.
As long as the conditions are met.
She looks to Kurla.
Kurla stares back and then looks from Lovette to Archie. Archie back to Lovette. Archie, you stay in here with Lovette until this is done.
I will stay with Lovette until it is done.
And then you'll both be coming out, right?
Oh, you bet he's coming out. Even if I don't get out of here.
Kurla,
Cammy rolls her eyes. You're being very dramatic about all of this.
Just saying.
Kurla looks to Cammy. Is that acceptable to you? Is that what's going to happen here?
That you are all going to leave and never return?
The part about Lovette and Archie walking out after,
You're all going to leave. Archie and Lovette included.
She doesn't want anything to do with them once it's gone.
Kemi nods. Perceptive, that one.
Question.
Yes.
Do you, want to take the curse away from Kurla?
And why should I? That one hates me.
With good reason.
And what reason is that?
That thing that you serve, that thing that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Lovette's doing like a throat slit gesture.
Yes?
It and I have unfinished business, which means that you and I have unfinished business. Bear that in mind.
Do you find our terms acceptable or not?
Lovette, is this what you want to do?
You keep asking that, and I really don't want to have to second guess myself anymore than I already am. Well in Francis. Yeah. I don't have a choice. I can't live both his life and take care of Archie and live my life. It's not an easy decision to make, but no matter how many times I think it over, I'm going to come to the same answer.
Kurla will just give them a curt nod. Not Lovette, give Kemi a curt nod.
Alright. In that case, Lovette, hold still.
I heal, okay.
She's going to hold a hand out toward Lovette, and there's going to be a swirl of mystical energy. It sort of pulsates out from Lovette, swirls around, and sort of covers Lovette in almost a cocoon of energy that blocks them from vision. A moment later, the energy dissipates and flows into Kami's outstretched hand and goes into her. When the cocoon is gone, you see that Lovette has shrunk a few inches. Her hair is fully red, and the tips of her fingers look normal.
Oh.
So you see that Lovette appears to be a full-blooded gnome.
Oh.
A moment later, you all feel something else. A weight, a heaviness that appears, that you feel in your chest for just a moment, and it's almost like your skin is beginning to itch and burn. Kami looks to all of you and just sort of makes a backhand gesture, just waves her hand through the air, and you're all cascaded through a teleport spell far from this place. You manifest on the surface, the entrance to a cave. The morning sun is low in the sky, and the burning sensation on your skin immediately recedes and stops.
Are you okay?
I think Lovette's just gonna, like, after a moment, she's gonna break down and just start crying.
I think Vera would go over and try to comfort you. They'll put their hand like on your shoulder, but it's like very light since they don't like touching people, but they're trying to do what they can.
Not even me anymore.
You are you.
I don't know what is. I've rejected every part of me. It's like I'm no one now. I did this to myself.
What do you mean, no one? There's so much you can still do.
Do you reject the heritage of your father?
Well, it's kind of gone through and rejected me pretty thoroughly. I would say we don't get along.
Does the blood that's in your body actually matter to who you actually are, though? To who Lovette is? Sure, it's how people see you, but aren't you far more than that? Where you were born, and what you're born as, is just a way to obfuscate and just confuse people on what you actually are. Whether people think that they're inferior, superior.
What is that? What am I? Where do I fit in?
Where do you want to fit in?
Well, I really...
Where do you want to find family?
I mean, I love to find it. I've missed my chance, but I think that I have to just find out where I can. I have family here with Archie.
Who you are is your own person. You didn't let yourself become a tool or a slave. You get to decide now. I'm glad of that.
Yeah, I guess so. Vera,
Yes.
can my liver help my muzzle?
There's a lot we can do. Obviously, the transformation isn't something that we know much about, but maybe there's something we can do. There's a lot that my sister is capable of. We'll have to talk to her.
So I guess I'm not giving up yet. But the first thing, I think before we go too much further, I know we have to take care of the Deadlands and all that crazy nonsense, but let's get this fucking halfling thing fixed up into his family.
That's true, but...
Because I cannot be bothered to be watching you anymore, Marcus.
It is not my fault, okay? Some friggin' demon spider people take me underground and beat me, and I'm just trying to put the fucking books away. It's not my fucking fault, okay?
I mean, this doesn't happen to other people, but it happened to you. But there was like, why was it like 30 guys
Because
scouting you?
Fucking special, okay?
Evidently.
I think it's more like Lovette was special.
What?
Well, I mean, they lured you down there.
Yeah.
But all that aside, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Marcus, I'm sorry for deceiving you. And I know that not exactly being a normal living creature was tough for you to go through already the first time. It was not an easy decision to make, but you showed you had the spirit to accept yourself as yourself regardless. So I figured the circumstances were similar enough.
I'm here for them.
Good. I really would not like all of that sacrifice to be for nothing.
If he can manage it, maybe you can too.
Yeah, it's... I'm not gonna tell. We're gonna keep this to us. If my hand gets lopped off, I don't know.
Why
I'll
are
keep
you
a
getting your
single
hand
scroll.
lopped off? Just keep your hands away from
what if I
sharp
get-
objects.
What if I get a wild boar?
Why
I
you
don't know.
just stay away from the wild boars? Oh no, this is a disaster. This is not going to help.
It will work fine. I'll just wear armor all the time. I don't know.
Just
figure something out.
stay in safe places like normal people.
Yeah, but normal people are boring.
But you're a child now, Marcus.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just get a position at a healing center or something. Stay out of trouble. That's never been really strong suit. has it?
It's just different circumstances.
Gotta patch me up, I guess, and go find
Alright,
him.
where are we in fucking... let's see.
You're in the middle
We
of
are
bot
at
track.
the
Yeah, I
hole
gotta
in the
do
ground.
some measurements, figure out how many jumps it takes to get back to the workshop to fix you, and then back to the Mary Valley. Will probably be more than I have in a day. Let's see.
Where's our horses?
They're back in Moscova.
That's right.
What level are we?
14. Oh, then I can jump there in one jump. Right? Is that where it is? Yeah, it's right there.
While you're doing these calculations, Kurla's just going to take a side. I figure they've been, like, before we teleported, they were kind of kneeling close to you and had hugged you, so I figure they've been knelt close to you. They're going to stand up and just step over to Archie and quietly to Archie say, "You alright?"
I am functioning normally.
Kurla will just sort of nod and just fall silent. And as a player, I will hope that that's the end of it, because I saw that going in a really bad direction.
Oh.
No one else had the same thought about Archie, Spark of Divinity?
Oh, yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
I was too.
worried about that.
Yeah.
Really worried about that. I
Yeah.
thought they'd lose their connection. Though we've only been out of the hole for about 5 minutes.
No,
so I'm not
that's
sure.
true.
Let's see how that let's see how that turns out.
Don't make me kill you, Skrewy.
Well, I mean, I don't see why that would, but I don't know.
Just try and separate me from my boy. See the kind of bloodlust you can ensue.
Well, I just thought that Archie might like get wiped somehow, or just lose the
Oh,
sort
that
of
would
become
be
just another
fucking...
automaton.
Oh my god, don't even...
Because Spark of Divinity, and if that's what set Archie apart and made you able to, you know, that was my whole thought. I thought Beardy was going to go there, and maybe he still will. Anyway.
But in the meantime, my question is, are we waiting for Lovette to go to the workshop to work on Marcus before we go to the Vardo?
No, I'll take you to the Vardo first. Where's the Vardo
Okay.
again?
It's in Moscova, in that tiny village next to the
X.
Druid Circle.
Okay, so that's going to be one jump to that village. Then you can use the Druid Circle to get to Vil, and then it's just a short jump.
Oh yeah.
Vil.
Yeah, that would save me 2 jumps. Then I could do that, work on him, and get him to the Mary Valley. Although, that might be a whole thing. Because I need to talk to, or at least try to talk to a certain golden dragon.
Oh boy, you got that's oh yeah, shit. How is he gonna feel about that?
I'm not good. That's not the topic I'm going to initiate, but I'm prepared to have that conversation as well.
He just looks at Mark II, sniffs the air once, and goes, nah.
Nah, man.
Nah, get it out. So I need a D100 if you're going to be casting teleport to go to the Moscovan woods
You
there.
got it. We are. That is a 5, so we should be good.
Cool. All right, you throw down a teleport pad, and a lot of you appear in that village in Moscova, and you're able to reunite yourself with your Vardo and horse, as well as the carriage.
I run up to it immediately.
It doesn't look at you.
Oh.
It continues staring directly forward.
I look at everyone, pretend they're not there, and then I hug it.
I thought
Kurla will quietly sidle up behind Riz and say, you want me to get a carrot out of the Vardo for you?
Yes, please.
Alright, I got you covered as always. And Kurla will go and do that. Nip in the Vardo, grab a carrot, nip out, hand it to Riz, and then give them their space with their horse.
Petravian whistles for Chisel.
Chisel comes bounding out from the underbrush, walks up to you, snorts.
Oh, did you have a good time without us?
Chisel starts, chewing on some nearby vegetation.
Riveting. Sounds like you had a good time.
Vera will get their horses, and it's just kind of silently get everything prepared. Just looks a bit gloomy.
I think Kurla will
What's
go
wrong?
over and give Vera a hand if they need one. Not, making any conversation, but...
Petravian notices and says, "What's wrong? I think, all things considered, I think this was the best possible outcome."
Brother, with all due respect, how many people did we help just now? How many people did we save from that city?
Two.
How many could we have?
Sorry, Vera.
And yes,
Given the circumstance.
you have nothing to be apologizing for, Lovette.
I could have saved so many people.
We will still save people.
You know,
Nothing's going to stop me from doing that.
I agree.
But I'm proud of you.
What?
I'm proud of you for what you did.
Really?
I am.
Thank you.
You gave up something that meant a lot to you. Something that could have given you power for greater good. I don't even know how to express how happy that makes me.
I hope it makes me happy eventually, but right now I feel pretty...
Well, I hope you know that I'm here if you ever want to talk about it. I'm not very good at talking, but I'm here.
Thank you. I said let's get going.
Yep. And we'll hop on our horses.
Alright, you hop on your horses, start the carriage and the Vardo, and you make your way to the Druid Circle. You activate it and return to the nation of Vil. As the energies swirl around you and deposit you in the Great Veil, as we will fade to black. Thanks for listening. Special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes. And as always, Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.